My 9 presents the 58th Annual Celebrate Israel Parade.
After 3 years away, the Celebrate Israel Parade returns to New York City, honoring the 74th anniversary of the State of Israel. With a population of only 9.5 million, this small country is a captivating blend of old and new. Ancient historic sites, fertile valleys, stunning deserts, and sparkling beaches sit alongside modern cities that are centers of technological, agricultural, and medical innovation. In a show of love for Israel and the global Jewish community, today, 40,000 marchers, musicians, dancers, floats, and dignitaries proudly make their way up Fifth Avenue for the 58th Celebrate Israel Parade. Together again.
And welcome everyone to our live coverage of the Celebrate Israel Parade. We are so thrilled that you're with us. I'm Robert Moses, joined by my friend and Fox 5 colleague, Kayla Mamalak. Kayla, so glad you're here.
So awesome to be here. Shalom to you and to everybody watching here at home. What an absolute thrill it is to be here marking Israel's 74th year with this incredible parade that highlights so many diverse organizations and individuals all gathered in unity to celebrate Israel.
And Kayla, today's parade is produced by the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York. And if I may say so myself, we have the best perch here, 69th Street and 5th Avenue. And we will be broadcasting this parade until 3 o'clock for our friends here in the U.S. as well as in Israel and all across the world.
And what about our theme? Our parade theme is Together Again, or Kulanu biyachad. After 3 years apart with unimaginable loss, Together Again was chosen to recognize that this parade is not only a chance to celebrate Israel, but also as an opportunity to come together physically, spiritually, and emotionally.
And we are thrilled to be together again with the third member of our on-air team, Baruch Shem Tov. Baruch, nice to see you again.
So great to be together again with both of you. You know, I grew up marching in this parade with Ramaz, with Manhattan Day School, so it's always so special to be back here on Fifth Avenue. It's already a celebration, and I know that we're in for a really great day, Kayla and Robert.
Yeah, and you know, when Baruch Shem Tov's out on the street, you know it's going to be an incredible afternoon. And in addition to the tens of thousands of marchers here today, on the many floats are notable performers, including Moshav, Eliad Nachum, Kosha Dills, Nissan Black, and more. Not to mention our phenomenal house band. Give it up for Soul Farm.
Yeah, we'll be hearing from them throughout the day. Plus, there are also Holocaust survivors and Jewish war veterans participating alongside school children and youth organizations, all generations represented.
Yeah, and for the first time, friends from a group of churches in Brooklyn are actually coming straight from services to be right here with us.
Plus, we'll be welcoming numerous dignitaries from both Israel and the U.S.
And, of course, we have our marching bands, our dancers, our motorcyclists, and so much more.
The Celebrate Israel Parade has truly become a cherished annual event here in the Big Apple, and we are so excited to be sharing it with you live and in person once again.
Together again.
Yes, we just signed on a couple minutes ago, but this parade kicked off about 11 o'clock this morning, so we want to show you some sights and sounds from the early stages of the parade.
Yeah, I mean, check this out. It's been an absolute party. We had the NYPD Mount Viewed. We're watching them go by right there. We also had the shofar being played by Mark Bloomberg. There he is.
And we heard the strains of the NYPD police band. I mentioned that we have multiple generations represented this morning. Plenty of kids in strollers there. That's my preferred mode of transportation
look at that.
today.
Always nice to see the next generation.
And there's the parade banner held by Israel Scouts Sofim. And now let us send it down to Baruch Shem Tov. He is with our first special guest of the day.
Guys, it is so good to see you, and I have an amazing guest here, Dr. Cheryl Fishbein, the president of JCRC New York. Congratulations, we are back.
Thank you, we are back, and we're partying, and it's so exciting to be here and wonderful.
And of course, JCRC New York is the proud producer of this incredible parade. Can you tell us a little bit about the Jewish Community Relations Council?
Yes, the JCRC is the address for the Jewish community for interfaith, intergroup relations with the politicians, the mayor, the governor, the state senate, assembly, city council. We are the big tent that comes and brings New York together with the Jewish community.
Incredible work that you do. And what do you hope that people will take away from this incredible parade today?
I think, one, that we're celebrating together in person and having a fabulous time. There haven't been too many parties like this lately. And also to come together to say we all have reasons to celebrate Israel, to celebrate community, and also to get stronger, to fight hate, to fight anti-Semitism, to fight any kind of racism, anti-Asian, anti-Black. We are all in this together in the fight.
An absolutely incredible message. And what does this parade mean for New York City as a whole?
I think it's a chance for us to realize that we are one people and we all belong together and we all care about the same things and we want to have a strong city and we can work together to make it special.
Of course.
Keep it special.
Of course, and after some time away from this parade, what does it mean to be together again here on beautiful Fifth Avenue?
It means everything. It's so great. And people are smiling. People are happy. Hopefully that will be infectious and we will take it home with us and we will take the feeling and we will be renewed again.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations to you, Dr. Fishbein. Congratulations to JCRC New York. Have a great time at the parade. We're so glad to be here with you.
I would also like to thank you for bringing us to people's homes. I'd like to thank our staff, our volunteers who worked so hard. First parade in 2 years, you can imagine, and we were bringing in so many special marchers, as you will see.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Thank you for having us back here on Fifth Avenue. Guys, Dr. Cheryl Fishbein, the president of JCRC New York.
Baruch, thank you so much. And who would have thought when we signed off nearly 3 years ago in June of 2019 that it would be 3 years before we would be back here. But boy, we are so happy to be back here. You might be seeing as just behind us these billboard trucks and that message that Dr. Fishbein was talking about, end Jew hatred. Let's now welcome in the Westchester Jewish Center.
Look at them.
Conservative, traditional, egalitarian synagogue hailing from Mamaroneck.
Yeah, and the history of the Westchester Jewish Center dates all the way back to 1905 when a small group of Jewish families in Mamaroneck founded the Social Aid Society to provide religious and social opportunities to help immigrants and others in need. And we have the Manhattan Jewish Experience coming through right now. There they go. Do you see them? Waving the flag. The Manhattan Jewish Experience is founded by Rabbi Mark Wild in 1998. It's a warm and open community where millennial men and women in their 20s and 30s, like Robert and I, can explore Jewish life and meet new people.
And let us now welcome in the Ma'ayanot Yeshiva High School for Girls. They are from Teaneck,
All
New
the way
Jersey.
from Jersey.
Jersey, Bergen County, we like it. Today on Fifth, these students are celebrating the uniqueness of the land of Israel, and they're marking a key milestone this year, 25 years of excellence this year. Each student and her ideas are valued, and these students are allowed to flourish academically as well as religiously. Many of them choose to study in Israel, and many alums now call Israel their home. I know, Kayla, you spent some time in Israel, right?
I did. I went to an all-girls yeshiva, just like those girls over there, and I did do a year in Israel, studying at Mechlelet Esther in Jerusalem. Just wonderful. So it's exciting to see their energy, how much fun they're having. They know every word to all the songs, too.
Beautiful day here on Fifth Avenue. It was looking a little cloudy right before we signed on the air, but the sun is out.
And look, you could see one of the signs says Biyachad right there. That means together, just like our theme. You hear them screaming. Here they go.
These young people keep us going throughout the parade, and you and I were talking about this before we signed on. It really is about the generations. You see young, you see slightly less young, and then slightly less young. So it's really cool to see people of all generations here.
And speaking of young people, they're probably helping us out with our social media over there, right? I'm sure they're all on our Instagram, JCRC-NY _ Celebrate Israel.
If it's not on Instagram, did it really happen?
Did it happen? We got Gen Z, we got millennials. We're all up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You could find our hashtag Celebrate Israel. That's an easy one, and celebrateisraelny.org. And here comes.
We're listening to the Patriot Brass Ensemble, the only professional band in the country dedicated to serving veterans. They perform free concerts for veterans across New York to support a better quality of life for veterans, and we're so happy to hear them.
Yep. And coming up next, we have Yeshivat Noam from Paramus, New Jersey. Two groups from Jersey now. Yeah, we love Jersey. Now, these guys were founded in 2001 with only 50 students. They have flourished and are now a premier Bergen County yeshiva day school with over 800 students.
At Yeshivat Noam, education is about unlocking doors, opening windows, and igniting hearts and minds.
Oh, they look ignited, right? Yeshivat Noam, they're chanting.
There are so many parts of the tri-state area represented. We've already heard a few of them so far. We've had Jersey, we've had Manhattan, I think we've had Westchester. We have a group from Los Angeles.
Yeah, oh, do we?
Yeah.
Gotta represent. I'm from LA originally, great Jewish community out there. And of course, I mean, the Jewish community, the Israeli community across the tri-state is just absolutely huge. So, of course, they're all coming out here today.
You heard Dr. Fishbein talking about it earlier. No matter where you're from, no matter what your beliefs are, today is a day to come together and forget all that divides us and focus on what unites us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, nothing unites New Yorkers like a parade down Fifth Avenue, right?
No city does a parade quite like New York. That is for sure.
You gotta love a Fifth Avenue parade. It doesn't get much better than that.
Let's welcome Israel Bonds, ranks among Israel's most valued economic and strategic resources with a record of proven success spanning 70 years.
Yeah, and the proceeds from the sale of Israel Bonds have played a decisive role in Israel's rapid evolution into a groundbreaking global leader in high-tech, green tech, and biotech.
Israel Bonds has been a supporter of this parade for as long as I've been a part of it. All right, let's welcome you inside our perch here. And by the way, just behind us, you will hear Soul Farm.
Best seat in the house.
I know.
Oh, yeah, and there's Soul Farm right behind us.
And they are performing, actually, my favorite song that they do.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
It's called Walk With Me. So let's take a listen to Soul Farm, our house band, the first of many performances today. Take a listen.
Oh, in a burning sun, let me find some peace. Yeah, I know what this is worth and how much it means to you. Oh, I know how hard it is to make a dream come true. Walk with me, you'll never walk alone. Prayers echo in the dark, and the moon hangs low. We planted trees in the sand where nothing would grow. And now I feel connected, no matter where I go. Yeah, you're in my heart. You are my home. Now I understand all the work we'll have to do. Oh, to keep this garden growing, to make a dream come true.
right, so Soul Farm continues in the background as we welcome the Hebrew Academy of the Five Towns and Rockaway, wearing their Israeli blue shirts.
Yeah, they're a middle and high school out from Lawrence, New York, a modern Orthodox Jewish yeshiva serving the South Shore community of Long Island for over 30 years. My husband grew up right near this school. Wonderful, wonderful community.
And their theme is Jerusalem, the city that links us all together. We'll hear, as I mentioned, we'll hear more from Soul Farm later on. They wrote a brand new song, actually, for this year's parade.
Yes, it's going to be awesome.
It's very catchy. That's still my favorite, the one we just heard.
And maybe if we're lucky, we can get Robert to sing along. He has a beautiful singing voice.
That's dangerous. We want to acquire viewers. We don't want to send them away.
We want to keep them watching. Got it.
That's
All
right.
right, I misunderstood.
All right. Well, we're so happy that you are with us. We have plenty more to get to. We'll be right back after this.
Celebrate Parade, a project of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, with support from the UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel. Additional support from Craig Newmark Philanthropies.
In this moment of turbulence and uncertainty, UJA is responding to multiple crises on multiple fronts. Yet even with all these challenges, we remain intently focused on building a thriving Jewish future. UJA has the unique reach, resources, relationships, and expertise to respond to today's emergencies and tomorrow's possibilities. Supporting our day schools, JCCs, camps, and synagogues. Enabling Jews across the full spectrum of our community to engage in Jewish life. And ensuring that Israel remains a vibrant Jewish homeland long into the future. There are still many, many challenges ahead, but also opportunities. And with your support, UJA will be there to move our community forward.
And welcome back to the Celebrate Israel Parade here on My 9. We're also simulcast on the Jewish Broadcasting Service online at celebrateisraelny.org. We hope you will say hello to us on social, on Facebook at Celebrate Israel Parade, Instagram at JCRC-NY_Celebrate Israel, Twitter at Celebrate Israel or at JCRC-NY. So say hello to us. And we will try to say hello right back.
Yeah, and who you're watching coming up next, we've got BRK Yeshiva. They're from Brooklyn, New York. They're an innovative, student-centered K-8 yeshiva for boys and girls.
Learning and Sephardic heritage blend in an immersive Hebrew language environment and a general studies program that fully integrates the arts. What they love about Israel is the deep connection to our ancestors, the land, and rich Jewish history.
That's a great answer. Great answer. Love that about Israel.
Oh, I like their hats.
Yeah, they all got matching hats. That is awesome. I wonder if they planned that or if they all just found a great Amazon link, a good deal. What do you think?
I don't know, but I'm digging those hats, especially on a day like today, providing
that is awesome.
some
They got the matching shirts too. That's awesome. Blue and white for the Israeli flag. Oh, look, they look like they're having fun. And like we were saying, I mean, it's just so nice to see the next generation of Jewish people coming up and just, enjoying Israel and appreciating it. Wait, do we have a man on stilts coming down Fifth Avenue now?
Yes.
That is awesome. I need heels like that.
Oh.
Then maybe I will be Robert's height. Maybe.
Let's say a thank you, if we can, to the Craig Newmark Philanthropies for sponsoring our parade bleachers. The folks who are just below us here are sitting in those bleachers, and they're grateful that they're there because they have one of the best seats in the house. I think ours is the best. But,
second best.
But theirs is close.
Yeah, special thanks to that. And listen, I mean, the music kind of slowing down a little bit. This is an emotional day too. So many people feel so connected to Israel, the state of Israel. So this is an important day to think about going back there or going there for the first time. It means so much to so many people.
Kayla, I mentioned we have a group hailing from Los Angeles. Would you like to handle this one?
I would love to do the honors. As
Since
Robert
that
knows,
is your home?
I am from Los Angeles. I went to yeshiva out in Los Angeles, and give it up for the Gindi Maimonides Academy. Different school, but they're all the way from LA. Remember, this is the biggest Israeli parade in the nation, possibly the world.
Yeah, the world.
So coming from LA makes sense, right? And these guys are pre-K through 8th grade. They're a Jewish day school from Los Angeles.
Yeah, their warm and nurturing environment stimulates students to embrace learning with a passion that is unmatched, the trademark of a Maimonides education. Their motto, the Maimonides Way, has been developed to provide a harmonious and integrated Judaic and general studies education, which meets the highest standards.
Just awesome. And they got the orange shirts on. All right, you know what?
Let's listen.
Let's listen to Soul Farm.
Nice to hear from Soul Farm again. There are some political types from Nassau County walking up Fifth Avenue. You'll notice a lot of political types make this a stop on their circuits. Let's welcome the Maccabee USA float. There, you see it right there. Maccabee USA builds Jewish pride, connection, and community through sports.
Yeah, the organization promotes support for Israel, Zionism, and Jewish continuity through athletic, educational, and cultural experience for participants of all ages. Hundreds of volunteers work tirelessly to promote a wide variety of Maccabee USA programs to assure that the organization remains relevant to Jews in the United States, Israel, and throughout the diaspora. And on the float, U.S. Jewish Olympians stand alongside Israeli Olympians. Isn't that awesome? And on the float is Israeli judoka Ori Sasson, two-time Olympic bronze medalist in judo. First individual Olympic medal was in 2016 at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, and then his second medal as part of the Israel national judo mixed team at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. And they have been participating in this parade since 2017, and they do not disappoint. Look at that float.
Is an accomplished Olympian, if you ask me.
Judo is no joke. That's hard. That is awesome.
All right, let's welcome in the North Shore Hebrew Academy High School and the North Shore Middle School from Great Neck, North Shore, Long Island. Their banner displays 6 people around the 6 points of the Star of David.
Oh, it's a modern Orthodox Jewish academy brought together by a passion for learning, a commitment to chesed, which of course means grace, kindness, and love, and a dedication to Jewish life. They formed in 1954. They have a proud 70-plus year journey, growing from one school to 4 campuses with over 1,100 students and 250 faculty members.
Look at that banner, Kayla. Beautiful.
That is just awesome. And I mean, just looking at these wide shots, you can see how many people are packed along Fifth Avenue. It is a full-fledged party out there, right?
Yeah, and let's talk about that. I mean, this is so significant. This really, the St. Patrick's Day parade was the first parade back in person post-pandemic. But having people together again, there's our theme again, it is so significant.
Right, and just this thirst for being together. Oh, there it is, together again, Kulanu biyachad. I mean, we were together far apart for so long, and being able to be together and to celebrate each other and just, you know, we need human connection, right? And so it just people being together and celebrating such an important cause is just absolutely wonderful.
Let's welcome Hillel Yeshiva and High School from Ocean, New Jersey. They were founded in 1950. The school has served the Jewish community of the Jersey Shore for more than 70 years.
Yeah, Hillel Yeshiva encompasses pre-nursery through all 12th grade. And from early childhood through high school, they create opportunities for our students to maximize achievement, foster identity, and explore passions through a rigorous academic curriculum of general and Judaic studies. They split their curriculum. They have a long day. Those kids are well learned.
But, you know, it's kind of like one hand washes the other. You know, they both reinforce each other. Its leaders have recognized the importance of maintaining a commitment to its heritage and continuing Hillel Yeshiva's legacy for future generations while simultaneously setting the bar for education at new heights.
And look at that. They study all day long, and then they come here and they let loose a little bit, party. So awesome.
Study hard, party hard.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
All right, let's welcome now the Israeli Dance Institute's Harparim Ensemble. Thrilling audiences in the U.S. and Israel since 1975 under the direction of Ruth Goodman. Members of the ensemble continue the annual tradition of bringing the vibrant spirit of Israel through dance to the Celebrate Israel Parade.
Yeah, the group is impressive, and they demonstrate the diversity of the Jewish people and modern Israeli culture through exhilarating programs of dance and song. And we have, coming up next, we have the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, JCRC, and they've got music from Moshav featured. The Jewish Community Relations Council of New York is the producer of the Celebrate Israel Parade. And this is one of their incredible floats. Check that out. That is awesome.
This parade would not happen without JCRC, pure and simple. The organization remains deeply committed to serving as a local advocate for Jewish needs and Israel's cause, while serving New Yorkers of all backgrounds, ethnicities, and faiths. JCRC-NY serves as the central coordinating and resource body for the Jewish community in Metro New York in the community relations field, and they're an active force in New York civic and communal life. Let's listen to this band, Moshav.
Come back to me.
This just in, Moshav can play some music.
Yeah, right? To say the least, right?
On
and again,
the,
that was the JCRC Flow, the producers of our show today. And for more information about JCRC or Celebrate Israel, you can go to their website, JCRC-NY.org, and CelebrateIsraelNY.org.
We just saw the Bronx and Manhattan DA. There's the Bronx DA, Darcel Clark. And, you know, you mentioned JCRC, Kayla, the producer of this parade. And one thing that strikes me when I do this every single year is that the planning for next year's parade literally begins tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, they take a couple hours off,
No
you know,
stone
have dinner tonight, and then it's time to start planning for next year. The orchestration of this parade takes 364
And it
days.
shows. I mean, look what we have coming down here. We even just had a few of our big political people. We had the Queens District Attorney, Melinda Katz, coming down. I mean, all the VIPs are here, right?
Yeah, we're expecting at some point today to see the mayor and the governor as well, both their first parade in their current
in office,
capacity.
Right? It's nice to see them showing support, for sure, right?
Yeah, this is a must-stop for all political types and for people on stilts, apparently.
And for people on stilts with Israeli flag masks, right? We got a little bit of everything out here. Oh my God, and here comes the Woodland String Band, established in 1926. Now they're celebrating their 96th consecutive year of existence. Let's hear them play for a little bit.
Woodland is one of the oldest string bands in the great Philadelphia tradition of mummery. The band has participated in and won prizes for their performance in the annual Philadelphia Mummers Parade. They take great pride in upholding the tradition of elaborate mummers costumes, and they've always been a fan favorite by virtue of their original theme concept and music selection. I don't like to play favorites, but I think so far they have the best costumes.
Come on, the feathers, the colors. Let's listen to them play Hava Nagila. That is awesome. This kind of reminds me of the Caribbean Day Parade too, right?
Yeah, the
beautiful.
The costuming is a sight to behold. We are waiting for Mayor Eric Adams. We mentioned that he is marching. We're told that he is close by. Baruch is awaiting his arrival, and once the mayor gets here, there you see the mayor.
There he is. That is awesome. And we mentioned this is his first Israeli Day Parade as mayor of New York City, but he also served the people of New York City long before that. Of course, he was Brooklyn Borough President. He was an NYPD officer, a state senator, and now, of course, the 110th mayor of the city of New York.
He is perhaps the city's biggest cheerleader. I mean, he takes advantage of everything the city has to offer.
When does this guy sleep?
From nightlife to everything in between. He loves New York City, and he wants to see it thrive and see tourists return. As you mentioned, he has held many titles through the years. He is now the mayor. And he is going to veer off course here a little bit. As you can see there, he's taking a right turn. And his next stop, Mr. Baruch Shemtov, there he is. And once they get in position, we'll throw it down to Baruch. Baruch, it's all yours. Baruch Shemtov with Mayor Adams.
Thank you so much, guys. Here with Mayor Eric Adams. So first of all, how does it feel to be marching for the first time as mayor of New York?
Oh, listen, it's great to be back after 3 years of being away, and now we're back and be here as the mayor. Listen, New York is the Tel Aviv of America. We have the largest Jewish population outside of Israel, and being here, walking up Fifth Avenue with them is just stating that we're united and we're not going to succumb to hate, the violence, the anti-Semitism. We're not going to allow that to define who we are.
Amen to that. And by the way, this is the largest celebration of Israel in the world. Yeah, round of applause for that. What a celebration. Why is that so important for New York?
Because we have the strongest support of Israel of any mayor in the world, right here.
There we go. There we go. Well, thank you so much, Mayor Adams. Have a great celebration.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
And to all New Yorkers, we got this.
Amen. Thank you. Have fun, guys. Bye. Hi, how are you?
I don't know that.
I'll see you in like an hour.
I don't know that anyone has more fun being mayor than Eric Adams.
He is just loving it, and he doesn't seem to be getting tired too. Maybe he's on to Mayor Adams is famously a vegan, and he credits that for his health. Maybe we should all become vegans. But I love what he said. New York is the Tel Aviv of the United States. That is so true.
Let's welcome in the American Jewish community, the nation's leading Jewish advocacy organization, founded in 1906 with the goal of enhancing the well-being of the Jewish people and Israel.
Yeah, they work to advance human rights and democratic values for all. They stand up for Israel on college campuses, at the United Nations, in over 100 world capitals and municipalities.
So we just got to see Mayor Adams. We thank him for stopping by with Baruch. He's always, the two of them together.
I bet those two can talk for hours, right?
Yeah. And we're so happy that you're with us as we continue our coverage. We're well into our first hour here on My 9. Fear not. We still have two plus more hours here.
We're not going anywhere.
On My 9. We're not going anywhere, at least not for a while. But for now, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
See you soon.
The Celebrate Israel Parade, a project of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, with support from the UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel.
In this moment of turbulence and uncertainty, UJA is responding to multiple crises on multiple fronts and ensuring that Israel remains a vibrant Jewish homeland long into the future. There are still many, many challenges ahead, but also opportunities. And with your support, UJA will be there to move our community forward.
Shalom, I'm Dr. Ruth K. Westheimer, and happy Israel Day Parade. Next year I'll march again with you. I was in Israel when it was created 74 years ago. I was in the Haganah. I was badly wounded, but I'm fine, and I wish all of you happy birthday and a wonderful Israel Day Parade. Shalom lekulchem. I'm Dr. Ruth K. Westheimer. Shalom.
And welcome back to our live coverage of the Celebrate Israel Parade here on 5th Avenue. And we thank you, Dr. Ruth, for that lovely message, wishing Israel a happy birthday. And awesome. Let us be among the first to wish you a happy 94th birthday. That's coming up in about 2 weeks. She's 94 going on, I don't know, about 44.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't wait until you are back with us here together again next year.
Happy birthday.
Dr. Ruth has been right here in years past, and she is one of my favorite interviews.
Aww.
She is one of the loveliest people
I've you could just feel her going through the screen, right? So I can imagine in person, just a wonderful presence.
And Dr. Ruth, whenever Dr. Ruth talks to you, she grabs you by both hands. It's the best thing in the world. Hey! Curtis Lee was saying hello.
Yeah, we have Curtis Lee waving to
us. Nice to see you. All right, let us check in with the Luria Academy of Brooklyn. We welcome them in. Progressive, diverse, student-centered school founded in 2006 by a group of parents looking to provide a sophisticated Jewish educational experience.
Yeah, it's a Hebrew immersion school. They love the Hebrew language and culture. And this, by the way, is their first year marching in the parade, and something tells me by the look of it, not their last. All right, moving on.
This is the IDT Corporation float that is coming into view now. so happy that the
the
Corporation
IDT
is part of the parade.
Yeah, here comes their float. They're thrilled to be together again on 5th Avenue, right?
Since 1990, they have pioneered technologies and services that enable people and businesses around the world to communicate more easily and affordably through their flagship brand.
And what is their brand? It includes Boss Revolution, and Net2Phone, and Genie Energy, an end-to-end provider of traditional and renewable residential and commercial electricity and natural gas supply and services. Gotta love that. That's how they're having fun too.
What a gorgeous.
You got people in a stroller too.
Sure, we welcome the One Israel Fund to the parade. The motto,
Securing our presence, ensuring our future, bringing hope to the heartland. I was hoping we'd read that one together.
that would have made
Every time it says motto, we got to read it together.
That would have
Come
made
on.
sense considering it is the One Israel Fund. We should have read it in one voice. But they're the premier agency dedicated to providing humanitarian aid and services throughout Judea, Samaria, the Jordan Valley, and the
Gush
re-emerging
Katif.
Yeah.
And this serves nearly 500,000 Israeli citizens in their regions. One Israeli fund works tirelessly to facilitate, on average, over 200 unique projects annually, filling gaps in medical, educational, recreational, preventative security, and all other forms of communal and social welfare. And they also look like they know how to party. Look at them go.
That float is bouncing.
Yeah, right? Love that. There they go.
Another view of the One Israel Fund float there.
And you see them bouncing. This reminds me of Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
You know, there is quite a nightlife out in Tel Aviv, and you hear the electric dance music.
So you spent a year there in college?
I spent a year there right when I graduated high school. I spent a year studying there, half in Jerusalem, half in Tel Aviv, and I would have stayed for the rest of my life. Just absolutely wonderful. So, just awesome. And like, I mean, every little city in Israel has a different, personality, a different piece of history, different vibe, I guess is the best word for it. Just an excellent, excellent place to travel.
Let's welcome in the Hebrew Academy of Nassau County. They are located in Uniondale. 4 campuses representing the 4 corners of the world on their banner.
And on their T-shirts, can we see their T-shirts there?
Yeah, you can
We
see
got a
the
globe with Israel at the center, representing this sentiment that no matter where we are in the world, we are all together again. There's our theme. In Jerusalem, home.
So the 4 campuses, just to shout them out: Hebrew Academy, Nassau County, West Hempstead Elementary School, Plainview Elementary School, the HANC Middle School, and Brookdale High School.
Yeah, I think they call themselves HANC, which I think is a great acronym,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
I like that.
And you can see those T-shirts up close, and it actually says in Hebrew, Kulanu Biyachad, which is our theme there. It's a beautiful painting, too.
Yeah, banners, the shirts, everything. You got to look everywhere because the artwork.
If you don't, you'll miss something,
That's
right?
That's right.
Hebrew Academy of Nassau County. There it is, HANC. That's what they call themselves. I love that.
This parade is just such a great way to kind of kick off the summer with Memorial Day coming up next weekend, and usually this parade is the first Sunday in June. This year it's 2 weeks earlier. But it's
And how lucky did we get with this weather? I mean, it hasn't been perfect so far this month, and we lucked
out.
The sun came out for Israel.
Absolutely lucked out today.
And look at these girls go too. That's unbelievable.
This is a big group. We're still looking at Hank.
Yeah. Here we go. That flag spinning is not easy. And they're all choreographed too. That's great. saying Am Yisrael Chai, that means the nation of Israel lives. You'll hear that a lot in Israel, right?
There's just something that is missing from this city when we don't have in-person parades.
Right, exactly.
You know?
We need our human connection to celebrate things that matter. And everybody, I mean, you could just feel the energy, right? I mean, I'm sure people watching at home can see it. We certainly can feel it as they walk past us. People are so excited.
Yeah, a virtual parade is kind of an oxymoron.
Come on, it just can't be the same.
You can't really do it. It had to be a substitute for a little bit, but it's so great to be back in person. Let's welcome PJ Library into the parade, just coming up to us here. They send free award-winning children's books about Jewish culture, values, and tradition to families.
And for families with children, they send them from birth through 12 years old. It's a program of the Harold Grinspan Foundation that has invested more than $200 million in programs that make Jewish life and Jewish community more vibrant and connected.
PJ Library started with sending free, high-quality Jewish-themed books to 200 families in western Massachusetts, and today it's a global program delivering the gift of books to hundreds of thousands of children and their families around the world each and every month. I love when people walk by our booth and just start cheering.
Cheering. And, by the way, for our viewers at home, Robert Moses has quite a few fans. We've heard a few people, Robert Moses! This guy's a regular.
Hey, when they ask me to do this parade, they barely get the question out of their mouth, and I say, yep, I'll be there.
I mean, I don't blame you.
Just such a fun event every single year. All right, Yeshiva University. Let's say hello to them. They are from right here in New York City, led by President Dr. Ari Berman, along with students, alumni, faculty, and staff.
Yeah, Yeshiva University combines a world-class liberal arts education with the bedrock wisdom of the Torah and Jewish spiritual teachings. It's a great school.
They're thrilled to be together again on Fifth Avenue to celebrate the achievements of their students, especially the class of 2022, as they are about to
Mazel
graduate.
tov. And as the flagship Jewish university here in New York City, YU is dedicated to advancing the moral and material betterment of the Jewish community and broader society at, we got quite the list here, Yeshiva College, Stern College for Women, the Sison School of Business, the Rabbi Isaac Echelman Theological Seminary, the Albert Einstein College of Medicine.
Keep going.
Cardozo School of Law, Azrieli Graduate School of Jewish Education and Administration, Rebel Graduate School of Jewish Studies, Wurzweiler School of Social Work, forgive me, Katz School of Science and Health, Yeshiva University High School for Boys and High School for Girls, and guess what? Yeshiva University's basketball team, the Maccabees,
they're excellent,
are incredible.
Yeah,
specifically this season, just great.
Yeah, we've seen that team here at the parade before, and they are skilled beyond belief.
Unbelievable. Yeah. In fact, the coach of the Maccabees, his son is the first Orthodox Jewish player in the MLB. I did a story on him on Fox 5. That's how I know. And one of their best players, Ryan Terrell on the Maccabees, I actually grew up on the same block as him, believe it or not. And he is now joining the NBA draft and is or trying to become the first Orthodox Jewish player to play for the NBA.
Wow.
So we got some great athletes out there too.
$1,300 people strong behind the
That is just
Yeshiva
unbelievable.
University
They rep hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it up for YU. You can see that sea of blue. They're wearing the 74, of course, for Israel. They're waving to us. That's awesome.
You know, my left hand gets a little tired from all the waving.
Yeah, exactly. To all of his fans. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I love it.
That is awesome. No, we're fans of them. Look how much fun they're having. Now they've got everything from high school all the way through college and graduate school. Just incredible. Their school, their medicine, their law school, just some of the top in the country.
Yeah, when you think about all the walks of life that we talk about at this parade, we talk about sports, we talk about education, we talk about medicine, we talk about technology, we talk about food and agriculture. I mean, Israel hits it all.
All of them. Check, check, and check. It's just wonderful. And I mean, the connection that they have here in New York. I mean, people that maybe haven't been able to go in a few years, you know, due to COVID. I'm sure so many of these people we see walking here have family they haven't been able to see. So just to have that connection and to think about them back home and maybe, you know, plan a trip over to Israel sometime soon, right?
A lot of pent-up excitement for this year's parade. Let's welcome Philadelphia's Quaker City String Band.
Say that 5 times.
They've been in existence since 1921. They recently celebrated their centennial.
100th anniversary, and they're led by Captain Jimmy Good under the musical direction of Scott Grazier. They've been
perennial
favorite,
yeah.
In the Philadelphia Mummers Parade for the past 86 years, winning 22 first prize performances.
Members range in age from 10 to 83 years old. They come from all walks of life. Their theme today is Fiddler on the Roof, as they're all dressed as characters from
God,
the
you
musical.
got to see that.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That's a twist on Tevye, I think, right? Where is Tevye? Let's listen. Gotta love Fiddler on the Roof soundtrack, right?
Let's hear it.
Oh, this is Hevinu Shalom Aleichem. Not Fiddler on the Roof, but still a beautiful song, and you can kind of see them in their own twist. Oh, they're all right, marching left, right, left. That is perfect.
Those costumes would be a little toasty.
A little flashy. Wow, look at that shot. That is just beautiful. And I gotta say, with the sun hitting those sparkles, that just looks fabulous.
Yeah, the effect of the sun as we look at B'nai Akiva, the premier religious Zionist youth movement dedicated to growing generations of Jews from childhood through college years, committed to building a society devoted to the Jewish people in the state of Israel.
Yeah, and they have active chapters in over 20 cities and over 40 chapters in the United States and Canada. B'nai Akiva welcomes thousands of campers to their summer programs in North America and Israel every year. Their summer experiences give Jewish youth the opportunity to immerse themselves in Torah ve'avoda and to forge a deep love for Israel. I actually was involved with B'nai Akiva growing up a lot out in Los Angeles. Yeah, it's a great organization.
Yeah, you see all those cities represented on there: Atlanta, Boca Raton, Detroit, Hollywood.
We got people from all over.
Yeah. I was saying before B'nai Akiva was coming up, but the sun presents such a cool, it makes a cool effect on Fifth Avenue. Part of it's in shade, part of it's in sun. You get these really cool images.
Especially when we get those floats coming by, you can just see them glistening.
Let's welcome the Sutton Place Synagogue into the parade, a conservative synagogue on Manhattan's east side. They stand together, creating a strong connection to Israel and to one another.
Yeah, the synagogue was founded more than 100 years ago, back in 1901, but they trace their roots back even further than that to a small group of Jewish immigrants who collected on the east side of Manhattan back in the 1980s. There's a huge Jewish community down on the east side, all the way back then. Now, coming up next, we have the A.J. Herschel School.
The Heschel School is an independent Jewish day school named in memory of one of the great Jewish leaders, teachers, and activists of the 20th century.
Yeah, and they're not too far from where we are right now. They're on Manhattan's West Side, I should say, with students from early childhood all the way through high school. The school's dedicated to the values that characterize Rabbi Herschel's life: intellectual exploration, integrity, love of the Jewish people and tradition, and a commitment to social justice.
And deeply committed to the state of Israel, the Heschel School fosters a lifelong love of learning and social action through its profound respect for children and teens.
Just awesome.
Coming up on the end of our first hour of coverage here on My 9, let us welcome now the American Committee for
Shaare Zedek Medical Center in Jerusalem. That's awesome. The American Committee for Shaare Zedek Medical Center in Jerusalem provides financial support to fund services, capital projects, research, and the purchase of equipment for Shaare Zedek. Since 1902, Shaare Zedek Medical Center's 1,000-bed facility treats more than 850,000 patients a year.
Amazing. The most active maternity department in the entire Western world, welcoming more than 22,000 babies a year.
Aww.
Known as the hospital with a heart, the medical center has played an essential role in the life of Jerusalem and its uniquely diverse population, providing an exceptional blend of advanced medicine, modern innovation, and compassion to all those who enter its doors.
Yeah, it's a pioneer in cancer care with the new Helmsley Cancer Center. Shaare Zedek is joined this year by Beit Rabban Day School, located on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. So they didn't have to travel too far. And you can see right on their float there, it says, Pitchu li Shaare Zedek. So, beautiful quote over in Hebrew there. Just an unbelievable organization. They just do such great work here and abroad.
And I think on that float, you can see what we've been talking about with the generations. You see the little kids in the front and the some of the less young people in the back, shall we say.
We said they deliver 22,000 babies a year. I wonder if any of these kids
could very
started
well be.
out over there, right?
Could very well be.
I mean, they're a little bit older now, but we got some young kids.
Yep.
I'm willing to bet if I stood on that float, my eyes would go up to that barricade right there. No, I'm just giving myself a hard time.
You get higher than that.
Oh, look at those faces. So sweet.
And
they're having fun.
The shirt with the stethoscope around her neck.
Oh, that is it. We have got future doctors.
That's right.
Right there.
Well, I tell you what, how important has medicine become in the last, not that it wasn't important before, but in
more
these
than
last
ever,
3 years.
right? We could use the doctors. And jumping up and down, going crazy. We've got the Hebrew Academy of Long Beach, Lev Chana Early Childhood Center. They're out of Hewlett Bay Park, New York. Hebrew Academy of Long Beach Elementary and Middle School from Woodmere, New York, also on Long Island. The Davis Renovit Stoller Yeshiva High School for boys, also out of Woodmere. Stella K. Abraham High School for girls, out of Hewlett Bay Park. Hewlett and Woodmere are right next to each other, as you know.
Right there in the Five Towns, right? Participated in the parade for more than 40 years. Throughout their 67-year history, the Hebrew Academy of Long Beach's connection with Israel and its people has been strong, sending many students to study there. The Academy is grateful to be marching in solidarity with Israel and that we are all together again once more.
We can't say that enough, right? Together again. I mean, I just love to hear it. We heard that from Eric Adams also, like just to hear, you know, he's a huge advocate for that, of just bringing the city back together and bringing everybody together again.
This group is 1,000 strong, so we might be talking about them for a couple days.
All right, so well, I said together again, all right. All together again. That's on their T-shirt, right? That's our theme. Let's see if we can hear what they're chanting. I think it's just AO.
But that works.
Listen.
This has turned into just
that kid got a great shot. You see that?
Yeah.
Just waving.
Yeah. This day has just turned into a stunner here in Central Park. 82 degrees. I just checked the temp.
Just amazing. Just amazing. Oh, look at them go. And you know how you know that the energy is just electric out here? Is that it is not exactly cool out here.
No.
I don't see anybody panting. Nobody's slowing down. Everybody's just living it up.
And Kayla, let's not forget.
Look at that. See that?
By the time that these kids have gotten to us at 69th Street, they've been marching for, 14, 15 blocks.
Right, exactly.
So they've been jumping and dancing.
And we know they're not putting it on for the cameras because we're sitting here and we can hear them from all the way down Fifth Avenue. They are not missing a beat.
No.
And to hear the music come by also, every single word, it's just awesome. You weren't kidding when you said it was a big group.
No, 1,000 people. Such a big group that you see those multiple speakers interspersed throughout.
And they're just rolling it down the street. Like, you know what? We're going to keep it going, keep the party going. All you need is a little trolley and some big old speakers.
That's right.
And again, there's that kind of house music vibe. There's Tel Aviv for you, right? Walking down the boardwalk in Tel Aviv, you'll just hear that like house music vibe. Weather like this doesn't get any better.
Yeah, those beautiful beaches. And
it doesn't get any better than that. Still going. That group.
Yeah, we weren't kidding. We were not kidding. So we are just concluding our first hour of coverage here at the Celebrate Israel Parade.
That flew by, didn't it?
Are you having fun yet?
I am not yet, but hopefully soon. No, I'm just kidding. Are you kidding me? If I'm not having fun here, there is something wrong with me.
I know. Between the singing, the dancing, the pirouetting, the stilts,
Oh my God, it is just unbelievable. Just having the best time, and you mean like we were saying earlier, it's warm out here. It's a beautiful day, but nobody's panting, nobody's tired.
Yeah.
Everybody's just living in the moment. Just a great time.
It's warm, but it's not intolerably
no,
so.
No,
There's a nice
you get a nice breeze going too. And I mean, can we talk about the music?
Yeah.
It's just amazing. And best of all, we got Soul Farm playing.
Our house band. We haven't heard from them in a few minutes, so let's change that right now. Here's Soul Farm. Let's welcome the State of Israel with Eliad Nachum. You can see official representatives of the State of Israel celebrating their uniquely diverse nation, one that people of all religions, ethnicities, and origins call home.
Yeah, they proudly visualized on this float the Israeli coat of arms featuring the menorah and candelabra used in the ancient Temple of Jerusalem. Also, the colorful Israeli logo symbolizes the creativity and diversity of Israel. On the float is Eliad Nachum, Israeli singer, songwriter, and television actor. He was born in Bat Yam to Israeli parents of Sephardic Jewish or Iraqi Jewish and Turkish Jewish descent.
In 2008, he enlisted in the IDF and served as a singer in the band of the Education and Youth Corps. Parallel to his service, he worked on a debut album. He won the Israeli Annual Song Charts Breakthrough Artist of the Year and Song of the Year awards for Sweet as Marley in 2015. And he'll be performing on Long Island at Eisenhower Park on June 12th at 6 p.m. as part of JCRC Long Island's Israel Fest. It is a free concert to celebrate Israel, so the celebration will not end today, you should check out that concert at beautiful Eisenhower Park on Long Island.
Yeah, and coming up next, we have the Israeli consulate with Israeli dignitaries and UN ambassadors. The Israeli consulate is the official representative for the diverse and vibrant state of Israel for people in all of the 5 great states of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Delaware. It includes, among many others, we got another list. You ready, Robert?
Yeah, go ahead.
Defense Minister Benny Gantz, Minister of Diaspora Affairs Nachman Shai, Minister of Immigrant Absorption Affairs Panina Tamano Shada, Mayor of Efrat Odad Ravivi, Mayor of Modi'in Chaim Bibas, Mayor of Beit Shemesh Eliza Bloch, Consul General Asaf Samir, Israel's U.S. Ambassador Gilad Erdan, Minister of Knesset Ophir Akunis, MK Gilad Kariv, MK Inbar Bezek, Director General of the Knesset Gil Siegel. So we got quite an important float over here, and I think I saw some Jewish star earrings. Did you see those?
Yeah.
Those were beautiful.
P.S. You did a terrific job with those names.
Right? My yeshiva training paid off a little bit. I can read some Hebrew names every once in a while.
Are you kidding? It more than paid off. If you had any doubt about it paying off, it's paying off today.
Oh, there's those
There you go.
the Star of David earrings. Look how beautiful those are. And you know, we keep talking about this, the sparkling in the sun. Those earrings are shining.
Yeah.
It's like little disco balls on our ears. Those are beautiful.
You asked me if I saw them. Hard not to see
Yeah,
those.
exactly. Those are can't miss.
That is a signature statement accessory.
Yeah, right?
I love this shot, this overhead shot when you look south on the avenue and there's people as far as you can see. I love that
It
shot.
just goes to show you how electric this parade is. And there's the honorary Grand Marshal you just saw.
It's really too bad people don't have fun at this parade.
I know, right? I mean, the music. On the side of the float there, you can see it says State of Israel.
And there's that. There's the theme again. Together again. Man, she's got the right idea. Dad's carrying her up the
Right?
avenue.
Exactly. Riding in style. We don't just have humans here today, ladies and gentlemen. We also have, is that a Pomeranian?
Yeah.
In a tutu?
Yeah. All right, let's welcome Volunteers for Israel to the parade. Their mission is to connect Americans to Israel through volunteer service. They achieve the goal by partnering with the military to enable civilian volunteers to work side by side with Israelis.
Yeah, we also have the Jewish Agency for Israel. They're based out of New York City here, right here in New York. The world's largest Jewish nonprofit, participating in the parade since its inception. And they've been on the ground in more than 65 countries, recently leading operations to rescue Ukrainian refugees. So important.
Yeah, they're proud to offer programs strengthening Israel's diverse society and supporting its resilient people. Let's now welcome the... go ahead, Kayla, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's the Israeli-American Council coming down. You can see they're wearing the white shirts, standing out. And what is that? Right in the front there. They're from New York and all around the United States. The mission of the Israeli-American Council, or IAC, is to strengthen the next generation's Israeli and Jewish identity, create lasting connections to the Jewish American community, and support the bond between the people of the United States and, of course, the people of Israel.
The IAC is the largest Israeli-American organization in the U.S.
And there we got more guys on stilts. The dancer in the front, and I'm still trying to figure out what that costume is. It's awesome.
Yeah. You know, I tried stilts one year.
Did you?
At the...
I remember actually actually,
Yeah.
the Caribbean parade.
Yeah,
Yes.
at the West Indian American Day Parade, I tried stilts. I have a newfound respect for people who can walk on stilts for 1 foot, let alone
Unbelievable.
for 1 block or 1 mile.
It's pure balance. It's unbelievable.
And let's just say if you fall, there are some consequences.
Right, exactly. A little more of a consequence than just falling while you're standing.
Governor Kathy Hochul, we are told, is about 2 blocks away from us and even closer to Baruch. So we're hoping to hear from her whenever she makes her way up the avenue. We thank Mayor Adams for stopping by earlier. We mentioned, like Mayor Adams, this is Governor Hochul's first parade in her current office.
Yeah, just unbelievable. And also coming right up over here, we have Yeshiva Derech HaTorah from Brooklyn. They're preschool through 12th grade, and their mission is to produce graduates of sterling character with the highest moral standards who possess a strong foundation in both Judaic and secular studies. They celebrate the shared heritage and love of Israel that binds us together. Well, they got a little choreography going with their billboards. And we also have, can you hear that? You hear those drums?
Yeah.
That's because the Evolution Drumline is on their way up.
Yeah, the Brooklyn United Evolution Drumline combines the musical talents of a group of school-aged percussionists. These skilled musicians take ownership of the stage or street, wherever they perform, from Barclays Center to MetLife Stadium to Carnegie Hall, and showcase drum and cadence talents they have developed and perfected with the help of BU's music and art professionals.
Yeah, beyond music and dance, members also demonstrate leadership skills and confidence, whether performing in front of parents, community representatives, or elected officials. This drumline packs the house every time, promising quality entertainment with spirited rhythm, street beat moves.
Let's hear a little bit from the Evolution Drumline. Let's listen.
And I'm sure you guys can hear that sound. That means Governor Kathy Hochul's float is on its way right past us on 69th Street.
Yeah, we don't see the governor herself as of yet, but we see her float. But Kathy Hochul, the 57th governor of New York, also the first female governor of the state.
Yeah, gotta love that. Governor Kathy Hochul began her career in public service on her local town board before serving as Erie County clerk and then as a member of Congress for New York's 26th congressional district.
Let's say hello to the Grand Marshal of the parade, Harley Littman. He is the founder and CEO of Genesis 10 since inception in 1999. He's grown the company into one of the largest IT consulting firms in the U.S.
Yeah, Harley is consistently named among the top 50 best CEOs by USA Today. He's a dedicated philanthropist. Harley is the sole financial supporter of an orphanage with about 40 children in Cambodia for more than 17 years.
He's also funded efforts since 2009 to explore an overlooked aspect of the Holocaust, working to find mass graves where Jews were murdered and buried. He has memorials to honor and preserve their memory throughout the year. Harley made a documentary on this, Safeguarding Memory, which aired on PBS and won 2 awards.
Yeah, Harley worked on what later became known as the Abraham Accords. Many people may have heard of it. And it sounds like we're just hearing, well, actually...
Yeah, Baruch is downstairs with a special guest. Hey, Baruch.
Absolutely. I'm here with Harley Lippman, the Grand Marshal of this incredible parade. First of all, congratulations on this honor.
Well, thank you very much. We're very excited to be here. It's an amazing day to celebrate Israel's Independence Day parade. Jews from all over America, even from all over the world, come together here to celebrate.
Absolutely. And why is this parade so near and dear to your heart specifically?
For so many reasons. One is that every year you're reminded a miracle happened. Israel came back as a nation. Even though there's only one people that live in the same land, speak the same language, worship the same God, only one people do that from 3,000 years ago, only the Jewish people in Israel. So we're happy to be reunited with our past, have a nation, and we celebrate all the good energy and the good things that come with Israel.
Absolutely. Now, you marched in this parade years ago. How does it feel to be back now as Grand Marshal? By the way, look at that banner. Grand Marshal Lippman.
I marched with these guys 50 years ago.
No way.
50 years ago to the day, we marched in the Israel Day Parade. It'll date me. I won't tell you exactly how old.
You were 1 year old.
About. That's it. Very
You weren't even, yeah.
I like that. So, very young, but it was just the same amazing, beautiful experience. We're united as Jews, whether you're left or right, it doesn't matter. We all came together to support Israel as a Jewish nation, which is so important to us. Also, most important, this is the anniversary of the Abraham Accords, which is not since the creation of Israel has a better thing happened to Israel and the Jewish people. Why? Because 4 Arab Muslim nations made peace, a warm peace with Israel. And that is historic.
And of course, you were very involved in making that happen. Tell us a little bit more about your role in getting the Abraham Accords pushed forward.
There were people who did a lot more than me, but at least I played a role in trying to bring the Arab countries to understand that in the Arab world, there are 3 superpowers in your backyard, and none of them are Arab: Iran, Turkey, and Israel. And I said to the Persian Gulf and the Arab world, only one of those 3 nations has no grievance with you whatsoever, and you have a common interest and common enemies. So it makes sense that you work together. And I say the same thing to my Palestinian brothers and sisters. I think you'll get much more working with Israel than against Israel. So I'm looking for a new leaf, a new and better future, where we can work together with Israelis and Palestinians, all our neighbors, to have peace, where every nation recognizes the territorial integrity of each other, and we all live as human beings, respect our differences, and live happily ever after, if you will.
Absolutely, and such an incredible message of unity as we all come together once again here on 5th Avenue. Grand Marshal Lippman, congratulations. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes.
All right, Baruch, thank you so much with the Honorary Grand Marshal Harvey Lippman. And at this point, let's now send it back down to our house band, Soul Farm.
The Celebrate Israel Parade, a project of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, with support from the UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel. Additional support from Craig Newmark Philanthropies.
In this moment of turbulence and uncertainty, UJA is responding to multiple crises on multiple fronts. Yet even with all these challenges, we remain intently focused on building a thriving Jewish future. UJA has the unique reach, resources, relationships, and expertise to respond to today's emergencies and tomorrow's possibilities. Supporting our day schools, JCCs, camps, and synagogues. Enabling Jews across the full spectrum of our community to engage in Jewish life. And ensuring that Israel remains a vibrant Jewish homeland long into the future. There are still many, many challenges ahead, but also opportunities. And with your support, UJA will be there to move our community forward.
And welcome back
to the Celebrate Israel Parade here on My 9. So glad you're with us here in New York and in Israel and all around the world.
I mean, we're just having an absolute blast. I've seen so many incredible floats going by. Just everybody's having the greatest time out here. It's a party here on Fifth Avenue, right?
Yeah. Let's welcome in the JCRC with Coach Dills and DC Black.
Gotta love that name, Kosha Dills.
The second Celebrate Israel Parade float from the producers of the parade, as we mentioned, the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York.
Yeah, and I actually think Baruch is out on the street. He's gonna interview Nissim Black for us. Baruch, what do you got for us?
All right, guys, take a look at this. We have an incredible performance here from Kosha Dills and Nissim Black. Take a look at them. What an incredible duo. Now, Kosha Dills, we're going to talk to them as soon as they're done performing.
Sing it, Baruch.
What an incredible duo. All right, we've got Nissim Black right here. Congratulations. How does it be performing together again?
It's amazing, amazing experience. You know, it's just, I've been here now in New York for a little bit. Everything was building up for this moment right now. So I had Yom Ha'atzmaut in the city, and then came here now. It's just wonderful, wonderful experience. I'm lit right now.
I can see you're lit. We're all lit watching you. Now, of course, you recently converted to Judaism. How did that, years ago, how did that evolve the way your music is done and how you really perform?
It's to reflect or life at that moment. So the music that I did before was honest to that time period. But right now, music that's honest to me. And I think the biggest thing is to be able to, of my, I would say, holy boldness, you know what I mean? My pride in who I am as a Jew, who I am as a servant of God, and to be able to use this on and plaster it all over the world, and to see how many people just take to it has been like tremendous. It's crazy.
Absolutely. And why is it so important for you to perform here at the Celebrate Israel Parade? Why is this message so important for you?
I think I think it just as important as for me, it's important for Israel. There's a lot of different narratives, a lot of misinformation going on out there, and I think it's very, very important for people to see the nation as a unified people and not one as they can group into some type of race or some type of group or whatever. When you see me, I represent, a completely different worldview than some of these other people on the float and other people in the audience, but it's showing that together, this achdus, we're one. We're Jewish, no matter where you came from, no matter what your color for. So I think that that's the most important thing. I think it's big for me, and I think it's big for Israel that I'm on this stage right now.
Absolutely, an incredible message. Now, I'm hearing about a new HBO show. What can you tell us?
There's a new HBO show?
Tell me more.
I'm privileged to be working with Sally Richardson, who had reached out to me. She's really like the mastermind behind the whole product. She has a deal with HBO. Sally Richardson, I grew up watching Sally Richardson Whitfield, and we hooked up with Moshe Kasher, who's a wonderful writer, comedian, and we just started brainstorming, and really it really came out of a think tank of how we're going to do it. And I think the reason why we decided to do a comedy is because when things are dramatized and different things like that, of course there's some embellishment because it's story, and you want to make things like good for TV. But I think the biggest thing about it is, like, once you do things in a comedic way, we could talk about different things and the social issues without having to leave a definite opinion on the person who's watching it. So that was my interest. We had a lot of people approaching us from Netflix and other things for our story. Decided to go with HBO because they seemed like they was the best fit for us, and we're excited to get it going.
Amazing. Well, it's so nice to meet you. So nice to see you with Kosher Dills. And I'm going to throw to you because the two of you are about to take it away and perform for us. Enjoy, everybody.
Okay, I think about it, sing about it, feeling kinda great. My mother was born in Kitty, I think on 1948. Now I'm feeling like a president all the way to 2022. Feel the microphone, incredible, 10 and 9, yes it's true.
So cool, the performance.
Everything is kosher. Gotta love that.
Can we make that next year's theme?
Yes, I love that. The 75th.
But kosher. K-O-S-H-A.
Everything is kosher. Yeah, I love it. Set your calendars, people.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's Kosher Dills. He's an American rapper. Rami Matan Evan Esh has toured and performed with a variety of artists, including Ghostface Killah, Snoop Dogg, Monticello, Cage the Elephant, Sea Rays, Walls, Yak Balls, and ASAP Rock. He's become a mainstay in the hip-hop world and beyond, playing at the Paid Dues Festival, Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival, SXSW, CMJ, Rock the Bells, and the Vans Warped Tour. He's been everywhere, Robert.
Yeah, Neeson Black has been a gangster rapper, a gang member, faith seeker. His current incarnation is here to stay, an African-American Hasidic Jew who brings sharp beats and hooked-filled rhymes to the masses and has become one of the most recognizable faces in Israeli hip-hop. And didn't Baruch do a great job kind of playing it cool as that we were waiting for them to perform? And
yeah,
then,
I like seeing Baruch bop back and forth. I would have liked to see him sing along a little bit more. But we have another interview from Baruch down on the street. We have Ambassador Asaf Zamir and, of course, Baruch Shem Tov. Hi there, Baruch.
Guys, so I'm here with Ambassador Asaf Zamir. First of all, congratulations. What an incredible celebration of Israel.
It's an amazing celebration. It's a reminder of how strong the relationship between New York and Israel is and how many supporters of this relationship are willing to come to the streets and be loud about it in not the easiest of times. I'm very proud of everyone that's here.
Absolutely, and we're all just enjoying this beautiful celebration. Now, how long have you been in New York?
I've been in New York since October.
And how are you enjoying it so far?
Now that it's warm, I love it.
So it took you a little moment to get acclimated.
I don't know how I'll go past the next winter now that I know how it feels, but this I love.
Well, we're so happy that you're here. Tell us a little bit about your day-to-day role here.
My day-to-day role in New York, I'm the ambassador of Israel to New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, and Delaware, representing the state with almost 50% of American Jewry, organized Jewish life, elected officials, governors, senators, congressmen, mayors, city council officials, and strengthening the ties between the country both on a communal level, on a political level, and also on an economical and cultural level. There's a lot of work.
Absolutely, and you're talking about that relationship. Why is New York, New York State, New York City so important for Israelis and so important for representatives of the state like yourself?
First of all, New York is the second largest home to Jews in the world after Israel. The largest number of Jews outside of Israel live in New York. That's the number one reason. There's also a huge Israeli community, but also we share values. of freedom and free speech and democracy and liberty. And those values aren't cherished by all the countries in the world. And it's that reason that we identify ourselves as allies and work together.
Well, we really hope that you enjoy New York, that the weather stays great for you, and congratulations again on your role and on this incredible celebration of Israel. Ambassador Zamir, thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Thank you everyone for coming out.
Ambassador Asaf Zamir, I'll send it back to you guys.
That is awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let's welcome in the American Zionist movement with the Association of Reformed Zionists of America. The AZM and World Zionist Organization float celebrates 74 years since the founding of the State of Israel, a fulfillment of the dreams of Theodore Herzl's modern Zionist movement.
Yeah, AZM represents 40 national Jewish Zionist organizations and continues its decades-long participation in the parade. And also on the float, you'll notice Theo. You see Theo, he's the costumed character or puppet of Theodore Herzl, who formed the Zionist organization, you may remember, back in 1897, now the World Zionist Organization, and is officially referred to as the spiritual father of the Jewish state.
This year, they're celebrating 125 years since the organization's founding. AZM works to promote and defend Zionism in the U.S., to deepen and expand the active relationship of the American Jewish community to Zionism in a contemporary context, and to facilitate dialogue and collaboration among Zionist organizations through and with the AZM.
And did you hear that music out there?
Yeah.
That beautiful music on the float. Natalia Tzvi and Gilad from the Tel Aviv band. Just awesome. I love that Theodore Herzl costume. And coming up, we have the Jewish Federation of Metro West Cluster. Here they come there, right there in the white shirts. They celebrate Israel Biyachad, which means together in Hebrew, with their special partner communities, Ofakim, Merkavim, Arad, Kibbutz Eretz, Rishon LeZion, Horfish, and Cherkasy, Ukraine.
Marching with the Federation today is the congregation Agudath Israel, Temple Beth Am, Yisrael, Mount Freedom Jewish Center, and Congregation B'nai Israel.
And this is a big group.
So we're told.
So yeah, exactly. We got a large group of excited individuals coming down this street. We hear them chanting too. And you know what? I'm looking over there as Golda Oach comes down, and I don't know if you saw that, but that little girl's headband with the two flags, I need one of those. That's cute.
Bring one of those up here. And speaking of Golda Oak Academy, we welcome them to the parade.
We also have the Jewish Educational Center, or JEC, Lower and Middle School. A lot of energy there.
Yeah, they're from Elizabeth, New Jersey. The JEC educates its students to be modern Torah Jews, cognizant of their responsibility to the Jewish nation, Israel, and the global community, educated to excel in the world at large.
JEC is proud to have one of the highest overall percentage of graduates who have made Aliyah in the nation. Aliyah, of course, means moving to Israel. That is an incredible accomplishment. Clearly, they're teaching a strong love of Israel at the JEC. From a young age, too, you see young kids coming by.
And there's the Joseph Kushner Hebrew Academy and the Ray Kushner Yeshiva High School. They are from Livingston and Randolph, New Jersey. They've participated in this parade since its first year.
Since day one, baby, and they're celebrating together again with students from K through 12th grade. They pride themselves on the passion for Israel, commitment to Zionism and Torah values. They celebrate that Israel is the place they have called home from the time of Abraham through today.
They also celebrate Israel's many areas of growth, her beautiful landscapes, and incredible landmarks.
That's what you were talking about at the top of the show. Just beautiful, all sorts of ecosystems out there. Just a beautiful, beautiful
Everything.
country. Yeah. And up next, Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Yavna, a modern Orthodox Jewish day school from Paramus, New Jersey. They educate students from pre-K through 8th grade. And their school motto is, all right, we read mottos together, right?
Yep.
Stimulating the mind, nourishing the soul. Ooh, that sounds good together.
We didn't even rehearse that.
I know. Just perfect. Right on cue,
Dude,
right?
Let's do this for a living. The Yavna Academy is overjoyed to celebrate Israel together again on 5th Avenue. They count hundreds of graduates making a difference now in the land of Israel. Yavna loves that Israel offers something for everyone and that it is our homeland. We've just passed the halfway point of the parade. Believe it or not, time flies.
That is crazy. Wow, it's been flying by. It's already been an hour, well, more than an hour and a half, but we've been doing our coverage for about an hour and a half. Just absolutely amazing.
Time now to say hello to the Zionist Organization of America. For 125 years, ZOA has been on the front lines of pro-Israel activism.
Yeah, the ZOA speaks out for Israel in reports, newsletters, speeches, op-eds, letters to the editor, in radio and television appearances. Today, ZOA is the leading major American Jewish organization courageously defending Israel and the Jewish people. And I'd be remiss if I said my grandmother, may she rest in peace, was very involved in ZOA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's great to be together again, celebrating Israel with ZOA.
And no doubt your grandmother is watching.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, I'm thinking of her right now. She'd be very excited to see them marching with such a strong representation, too.
And as that banner tells you, the Ideas School is now with us from Tenafly, New Jersey, a co-educational, modern, Orthodox Jewish high school.
Yeah, this is their first year marching in the parade, representing their very first graduating class.
Awesome. We have groups who have been here from the start and groups who are just starting. They're currently the only Jewish high school in America to fully use interdisciplinary, project-based learning, which focuses on creative, hands-on learning as opposed to traditional tests and exams. They started with just 13 students, and now they are up to 77.
Not too shabby.
I would say the Idea School is doing just fine. Thank you very much.
It's a good. I like that name too, the Idea School.
Yeah.
Right to the point. And I like their shirts too. See that tie-dye? That's fun.
I like all the emojis, smiley face.
Right, exactly. And right behind them, we have the NJ Israel Commission coming up. We got quite the truck. Look at that.
Yeah, the mission
that is amazing.
Of the New Jersey Israel Commission is to foster economic, scientific, educational, and cultural ties with the state of Israel, one of New Jersey's most important trading partners. It promotes the development of trade, culture, and educational exchanges.
Yeah, it encourages the development of capital investment and joint business ventures. Established in 1989 by the New Jersey Department of State, it's the largest commission in the state of New Jersey with 85 members, including 8 legislators. This is their first year in the parade, and here come the officials. We've got the New Jersey Secretary of State, Tahisha Way, New Jersey Israel Commission Executive Director Andrew Gross, New Jersey Israel Commission Co-Chair Mark Levinson, and members of the NJ Israel Commission. That is quite the truck.
That is some truck to see there.
That is beautiful.
Yeah. Nice to see the Jersey State seal. That's where I hail from, by the way.
Yep. That's awesome.
And following that is Yeshiva Har Torah, serving students in nursery school through 8th grade in Queens. They've been marching in the Celebrate Israel Parade since 1993.
Together again this year, they are celebrating with the Israeli charities that help all who are in need. Har Torah is made up of Jews that come from various backgrounds and communities.
Yeshiva Har Torah loves Israel because it will always be home no matter how long we've been away from it. What's the saying? You can always come home again?
Right.
Something like that.
Something like that, right?
So happy you're with us today for our coverage here on My 9. And should we maybe say a special thanks to Craig Newmark Philanthropies for sponsoring our parade bleachers. See those just off to the side of the parade route where everyone's seated so comfortably. We thank Craig Newmark Philanthropies for that.
And you see it right on the banner there, but coming up we have Northeast Queens Jewish Community Council. They've been proud participants in the parade for more than 15 years. And they say they're thrilled to march once again this year in celebration of Israel.
So their group includes marchers from all sorts of neighborhoods, including Fresh Meadows, Little Neck, Bayside, Flushing, and Glen Oaks. They believe that Israel is where respect for diversity thrives.
And you hear the drums coming again. You know what that means.
Time for a drum line.
X Factor drum line. And get this, they formed in 2003 by a man named Wilton Shaw. This program is based in Mount Vernon, New York, and provides a safe community to cultivate individual creativity while working cohesively as one band.
The X Factor is a free program for inner city youth between the ages of 8 and college-age students. X Factor Drumline entails teaching participants to read, write, and create music while having fun.
Students are encouraged to listen to the unity of the team while being aware of the essential part they play within the band. Let's take a minute to listen to these talented group of individuals. Right behind X Factor Drumline, we have the Torah Academy of Bergen County, TABC for short. It's a modern Orthodox yeshiva high school for boys in Teaneck, New Jersey. They offer a rigorous academic program, including a full complement of challenging and engaging Judaic and general studies classes, and a wide range of exciting electives such as journalism, music and media, studio art, and economics.
The school serves 350 students hailing from more than 24 communities throughout the New York metro area. 98% of TABC graduates study in Israel.
That is awesome. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of them do that gap year right after high school. And what you're looking at right now is the IDB Bank Float with DJ Ido Friedman. This is the largest Israeli-owned American bank, and it's proud to be together again at the Celebrate Israel Parade.
They're headquartered in Manhattan with branch offices in Brooklyn, Staten Island, Short Hills, New Jersey, and southern Florida, as well as California. $13 billion in assets and more than 70 years of continuous service. IDB Bank is a New York State chartered full-service bank and a member of the FDIC.
Yeah, the bank offers a full-service lending platform for private and commercial banking, trade services, and deposit products to U.S.-based and international clients. Its areas of expertise include middle market asset-based and commercial real estate lending, factoring, trade finance, apparel and consumer products, healthcare, food and beverage, technology, education, and nonprofit sectors. They've got a lot of expertise.
Is that all they have expertise in?
That's it.
Doggone it, they need to learn some more stuff. And we mentioned on the float is DJ Ido Friedman. Take a quick listen.
And this song is a hit everywhere. Everybody loves this song.
Let's welcome in the Frisch School, established in 1971 in Paramus, New Jersey, a modern Orthodox yeshiva high school with more than 900 students.
Their school theme is Better Together, and it reflects how they're feeling today. They're excited to be together again, gathered here with us on Fifth Avenue. Their banner pays tribute to the land the people, the religious values, and culture of Israel. And there it goes. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, they're celebrating all the symbols of Israel's unique spirit. The students at Frisch.
These ladies can party.
Amen to that.
Look at them go.
In addition to partying, they're also committed to core values of a spirit of inquiry and religious growth, a culture of kindness, a pursuit of passion, and meaningful relationship.
They certainly look like they have meaningful relationships. Don't they all look like they're just best friends out there?
Yeah. Well, when you're partying like that.
I mean, and there, you know, we were talking earlier about those rolling the speakers down the road. You don't need much. You just need a set of wheels and some speakers to have a party.
Set of wheels, couple 2x4s.
Yeah, exactly.
Speakers, and you got a party.
And we've got a rager.
Yeah. There's all those speakers rigged up. While we have a couple seconds, let's just say thank you to our terrific crew for giving you these awesome perspectives. Our photographers, control room folks, they bring us the sights and sounds of this parade. They're the best in the business, and we're so honored to work with them.
It's like we were talking about earlier. I mean, this is just so beautifully planned, top to bottom. Everything you guys are looking at right now. Just so much hard work from so many incredible, talented individuals. Just can't say thank you enough.
Yeah, we showed up at 9:30 this morning, but all the talented folks helping us out have been here far longer than that, and planning for a long time before that. And one particular shout out to our friend Annette. A little bit under the weather, but Annette's been putting in many hours of hard work. Okay, let's say hello to MLFA Marching Band. The Media, Law, and Fine Arts Marching Band is the pride of the East Flatbush Brooklyn community.
Representing Brooklyn. Yeah, it's a program that allows students to become fearless leaders through the many roles in its high-energy HBCU-style marching band. It provides positive opportunities and opportunities for engagement to the many youth in the community. Let's let them play a little bit. This is just going to be awesome. Don't want to miss this. Wow.
Let's say hello to the Council of Jewish Emigre Community Organizations. Kajeko is the central hub for the Russian-speaking Jewish community in the tri-state area. They convene and connect the community through collaborative leadership, innovative engagement, Jewish education, capacity building, and preservation of heritage. And we will be right back with plenty more coverage of the Celebrate Israel Parade right after this. The Celebrate Israel Parade, a project of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, with support from the UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel.
In this moment of turbulence and uncertainty, UJA is responding to multiple crises on multiple fronts and ensuring that Israel remains a vibrant Jewish homeland long into the future. There are still many, many challenges ahead, but also opportunities. And with your support, UJA will be there to move our community forward.
And
welcome back. I stole your line.
No, it's your line. I stole your line.
Welcome back. I think we got Soul playing over there. Soul Farm on the beats. Box is My 9. We're playing the Israeli Day Parade, and standing right next to us, we got some people waving. We got the Kajeko walking right by in support of the Jewish community-wide initiatives, and are especially proud of our 2,000 plus participants in the Kajeko cluster of the New York City Celebrate Israel Parade every year. They bring in their mission a unique understanding of the lives of these many immigrants and their families who are so important to the future of the entire Jewish community.
Look at Baruch.
I spy. He's having too much fun. And Baruch is dancing with some of our favorites, the Galpern family.
So riding on the float is Haley Copps, the Olympic ice skater from New Jersey who represented Israel in the 2022 Olympics in Beijing. So she's a modern Orthodox Jew from West Orange, New Jersey. Haley had plans to attend Touro College's nursing program before being offered a chance to compete for a spot on Israel's 2022 Olympic team. In 2021, after a gap year of study at a Jerusalem cemetery, she was approached by the Israel Ice Skating Federation in 2021 and came out of skating retirement to return to competition. After just a few months of training, she qualified for the Olympics and finished 15th in the overall competition. Baruch, what's going on?
We've got Haley Copps here. That was an incredible introduction for an incredible person. Now, Haley, you are American, but you competed for Israel in the Olympics. Tell us about your special connection with Israel.
You know, being a Jewish modern Orthodox Jew, I felt always I had a connection to Israel. Although I live in America, Israel is our home, so skating under the Israeli flag was something I really hope to do one day. And I'm glad I had the opportunity to honor our people in such an amazing way.
Well, congratulations. Really an incredible accomplishment. And another incredible accomplishment here on a float on Fifth Avenue during this incredible parade. Are you guys all proud of her? Yes. How does it feel to be on this float going down Fifth Avenue?
It feels amazing. I feel so lucky to be with all these incredible people. And it's just, we're celebrating Israel. What could be going wrong?
Incredible. Now, will you continue to compete professionally?
I think for now I'm taking a small break. I can't say never. You know, God willing, I'll be at the next Olympics.
Amazing. Well, congratulations. Haley Copps, everyone. Are you guys excited for Israel? Woo! All right, guys, we're going to continue celebrating. I'll send it back to you up there.
That is awesome, Baruch. Thank you so much. He's having a little too much fun up there, don't you think?
Can we tell him to kick up the energy, please?
Yeah, exactly. But can you blame him? He's on the Galpern family
gosh.
float. I mean, look at that. That is just awesome. The Louis and Eva Galpern Family Foundation was started by Louis and Eva Galpern, children of Holocaust survivors. The foundation was created to fund the needs of the Jewish people in Israel and around the world. Representing the foundation on the float are the founders, Louis and Eva Galpern, and their families. And of course, you just heard from Haley Copps, who's on there partying with the whole group.
Yeah, she says she wants to be at the next Olympics.
I would love to see that. That is wonderful. Such an amazing talent.
Yeah, what a select few can say that, and she is among them.
You see the Louis and Eva Galpern Family Foundation float just glistening right there. It just looks beautiful, that gold lining, right?
Every year I try to figure out what's my favorite part of this parade. Is it the bands? Is it the floats? Is it the people? Is it the T-shirts? And I can't figure it out.
Right.
I mean, like it all.
It's all of it is just wonderful. And right behind that float, what you're looking at now is the Adolf Schreiber Hebrew Academy of Rockland.
Yeah.
It's a yeshiva day school from New City, New York, serving students from nursery school through 8th grade, and they have marched since the parade's inception, since day one.
They stand together with the farmers dedicated to preserving the holiness of Eretz Yisrael. Founded in 1954, they've been one of the leading Hebrew day schools in the tri-state area for more than 60 years.
And you know, another thing I love is those banners, because you could see so much thought went into it, just so beautifully painted or drawn or however each one are made. It's just beautiful. Let's let them party a little. Let's watch them dance.
P.S. I don't remember seeing confetti cannons in prior parades. I think they may have brought those just for you.
And this band you hear is the Bushwhackers Drum and Bugle Corps. They're from Pennington, New Jersey, and they are a 6-time DCA, that's Drum Corps Associates champion, 6 times.
Founded in 1981 in Harrison, New Jersey. They include people of all ages, but enough from me. Let's hear from the Bushwhackers Drum and Bugle Corps. Following the Bushwhackers is the Yeshiva of Flatbush, Joel Braverman High School, and Yeshiva of Flatbush Middle School.
Yeah, they were founded in 1927. They're coming up right behind the band over here. But I mean, can we just talk about these drummers for one more minute? Because that is just unbelievable. And there they are, the Yeshiva of Flatbush. They educate and inspire students to be the leaders of tomorrow. And they're proud to be here, they say, standing together as one, the people of the world praying for peace and unity.
They love the Israeli spirit and dedication to serve the greater Jewish and secular communities around the world.
And these guys are rolling deep. They got a lot of people there. 800.
So, Kayla, you better bring out your best material here. Go ahead. You got some time.
Well, you know, we were talking about another group earlier that had matching hats. I like these too, these bucket hats.
Yeah.
You think if I just reach out and scoop up a hat, that would be inappropriate?
No.
No.
I might ask permission, but...
Yeah. Maybe I'll ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Right. You know, occasionally in other parades, people have, you know, like they'll throw stuff up here, whether it's hats or T-shirts or whatever. So I've gotten some swag in previous years.
Have you?
Yeah.
All right, I'm waiting for my swag.
There's a girl riding on maybe her dad's shoulders there with the Yankee cap.
Riding in style, right? That's the way to go.
Yeah. And again, I love these. I love these sort of compression shots where you see faces as far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
How many times do you think we've said the word together today?
I think that if we got a penny for every time we said together, we'd have a lot of pennies. That's about as good as I can do for you. We've said it a lot.
Yeah. With good reason. This is such a significant parade in any year, but this year.
That's what it's all about, right? Yeah. Especially after all those years of COVID. I mean, of course, you know, COVID is still, you know, not
it's
gone,
among us,
but we know how to deal with it now, and we know how to be together and make the best out of it.
Nice to have some fun again, you know? All right, let's welcome you inside our best perch in the area. As I would say, here is 69th and 5th.
And I'm not sure if people realize this, but what they're looking at is literally our view live in color. So we are just, as you guys watch it, we are watching the exact same thing. And it is just absolutely remarkable to see in person. I mean, look at all the people behind us. Let's see if we can say hi, guys. See? We're having so much fun out here.
If you can't be together with us here in person, you can at least be together with us on social. Say hello to us on Twitter or Instagram. Use the hashtag Together on 5th and Celebrate Israel. That's another one. And say hello and let us know.
We got it all. We got Instagram. We got Twitter. We got Facebook. We're streaming live, baby. You can't miss us. So
Are you having the best time at your first parade broadcast?
This is just awesome. This is so much better than I expected it to be, and I had high expectations. I mean, this is just unbelievable. What about you?
Yeah,
You've done this a few times,
well,
right?
Well, there is more energy this year than in previous years, for good reason, because this is a special year being back together again.
And just coming up behind us here, we've got another float. They're called Nefesh B'Nefesh, and every year Nefesh B'Nefesh helps thousands of Americans make Aliyah to Israel. That, of course, means moving to Israel. Since 2002, Nefesh B'Nefesh, that means from soul to soul, has helped 75,000 people make Israel their home.
Every year, thousands of North Americans make Aliyah, finding great jobs, warm communities, and a holistic Jewish life. On the float are Nefesh B'Nefesh representatives and some proud marchers attending their last Celebrate Israel Parade as residents of the U.S. before their big move. And of course, as I do every year, we wish them well.
And right here we have the Ben Porat Yosef in those blue shirts over there. Oh wait, we still have Nefesh B'Nefesh coming by, but right behind them we've got another one. Let's let them dance their way down 5th. And then we'll tell you about the next group. And there they are. This is an Orthodox Yeshiva day school from Paramus, New Jersey. They have a student body of more than 500.
They've been marching in the parade since the year 2010. They work to bring trained educators from Israel to the school in order to immerse the student body in Israeli culture and language.
Crazy that 2010 was 12 years ago. Doesn't it feel like yesterday was 2010?
It does.
Every time I hear 2010, I think, oh, that was just a few years ago.
I feel like the whole Y2K thing was
it's just
like
crazy.
2 years ago.
It's like, what are we doing? So needless to say, they've been marching for 12 years now. Just amazing.
Let's welcome now Rabbi Arthur Schneier Park East Day School to the parade. Founded in 1976, a co-educational Jewish day school located in the heart of New York City on Manhattan's Upper East Side.
Yeah, they provide a boutique educational experience for preschool through 8th grade. Students in a warm and nurturing environment. Their commitment to Jewish identity welcomes all backgrounds. Jewish traditions and history are taught in keeping with favorite motto of Rabbi Schneier's Lador Vador. Ready? It's a motto from generation to generation. Lador Vador.
How'd I do?
That was awesome. That was awesome. I feel like we don't even, for the viewers out there, we're not counting each other out. We just,
no. All right, next is the...
I think these are our favorites. We love the marching bands, right?
I love the bands. I'm partial to the bands. This is the ICE, Ice Cold Marching Band. Ice Cold experiences to provide a unique and enriching educational experiences in the performing arts in which members develop as pillars of society. Their acronym, ICE, stands for Intelligent Creative Entities.
Yeah, and that's become their mantra. They consist of a woodwind, brass, and percussion drumline ensemble. The band activity is a distinctive and competitive art form that combines musical, visual, and athletic elements.
Skaters and Bladers next to arrive in the parade, formed in 2003 in memory of J.J. Greenberg, a beloved leader and member of the community, celebrating Israel's 74th birthday and honoring J.J.'s devotion to the people and the state of Israel.
Yeah, and on his roller skates, JJ never missed never an Israeli Day parade with his roller skates. He appreciated everything that made Israel such a special place, from a startup nation to an ingathering of exiles. Definitely the best place to get falafel.
The Anti-Defamation League next in the parade. They work every day to stop the defamation of Jewish people and secure justice and fair treatment for all, fighting anti-Semitism and hate. A community organization joining Zionists in New York City to celebrate the miracle of Israel.
Yeah, at the core of their mission is an unwavering support for Israel and a dedication to advocating for a secure, peaceful, and democratic Jewish state. The ADL is, of course, inspired by what Israel has built and accomplished.
And let's welcome you back into our booth here at 69th and 5th as we are in our final hour of coverage,
Could you
believe it or
believe
not,
it?
here on My 9.
It has just been such a blast. I cannot believe we've been doing this for 2 hours already. It just keeps going and going, and the energy has not lacked for a fraction of a second. It's just been an absolute blast.
And the weather has turned out to be absolutely perfect. Now we want to send it down to Soul Farm. I mentioned that they wrote a specific song just for this parade. It's called
so excited for
New
this.
York, Tel Aviv. They performed it on Fox 5 on Friday. I watched it on TV. It was terrific, and now we get to hear it in person. Here's Soul Farm.
New York, Saturday night, 7 a.m. Your time. I'm on the train, I'm headed home. You're at work, I'm alone. Tel Aviv, לבד עם השקיעה, רוצה לבוא, בוואטסאפ אין קליטה, עוד מעט אני מתחיל משמרת, ננסה מחר שוב טוב. I never planned to fall in love with anyone. ליבי במזרח ואני במערב. כשאני עולה על המטוס, 11 שעות כולי בסרט. בוא נחכה לשבור כבר את הכוס, ועכשיו הכל יהיה אחר. מעכשיו הכל יהיה אחר. But we tried long distance for a few, we laughed and we cried, only one thing left to do, חוץ למים רק עם אמונה, מים רבים לא יכבו את האהבה. כשאני עולה על המטוס, 11 שעות כולי בסרט, מחכה לשבור כבר את הכוס, מעכשיו הכל יהיה אחר. כן, מעכשיו הכל יהיה אחר. שעות כולי בסרט. I can't wait to see your smiling face. I'm dreaming of that land of milk and honey. כן, מעכשיו הכל יהיה אחר. כן, מעכשיו הכל יהיה אחרת. מעכשיו הכל יהיה אחרת.
All right. Coming up. I mean, can we talk about that song for a minute, though?
How come?
That was awesome. So great. What an awesome premiere. And right behind them, we've got the LGBTQ plus Jewish community float coming by. They are represented by JQY, Widerbridge, and Eshel. They're proud to march in the Celebrate Israel Parade. JQY, which stands for Jewish Queer Youth, is a nonprofit organization that supports and empowers LGBTQ Jewish youth with a special focus on teens and young adults from Orthodox, Hasidic, and Sephardic Mizrahi communities. JQI fights to ensure the emotional and physical health and safety of this population. Their goal is for all these individuals to know you are a valued member of the Jewish community, and of course you're not alone.
Yeah, an eshel and a wider bridge also on that float. All right, the Lamborghini coming up with Daniel Nadich, the owner and driver of the mirrored Lamborghini.
Wow, look at that. That is awesome.
Excuse me, Daniel Nadich, I misspoke. My apologies. He's a businessman, philanthropist, volunteer, chief medical first responder, and an honorary New York State fire chief.
And he's got a pretty sweet ride, too. Check that out.
Yeah.
He's also the president of River to River Realty and the chairman of the Max Alexander Foundation, which helps build schools all the way in Africa.
He's a first responder, but he can get there fast in that Lamborghini.
It's like a Batmobile.
Let's welcome the High Riders rumbling up Fifth Avenue. This is the point of the parade when we respectfully just shut up and let the engine speak.
Yeah, exactly, right? This is when all the strong, I don't even know what to call it. This is awesome.
They're rumbling up Fifth Avenue, demonstrating strength, skill, and pride in their Jewish heritage. More than 20 years, these motorcyclists have dedicated their service to the Jewish community and are proud to support the state of Israel. Riding safely while having the most fun possible on two wheels, the High Riders Motorcycle Club of New York, New Jersey is thrilled to return to the Celebrate Israel Parade.
And you gotta love that name, High Riders, right? Like High Riders, but Chai, which means life in Hebrew. So fun. Have you ever driven a motorcycle, Robert?
No.
I've been on the back of a motorcycle before.
Were you nervous at all? Or?
Terrified.
Yeah.
You've got to be very brave to be on one of these things. And those are big pieces of equipment.
Earplugs not included.
There it is. You were right. Don't speak. Let those engines roar.
Told you. Certain times in the parade when you just, as a host, you just shut up and let the sound do the talking.
When Soul Farm's playing.
Yep.
And when the marching bands come by.
Yep.
And when the High Riders ride by. And if you guys come back to us on camera here, you can see they literally just drove right behind us. And we started to speak a little bit louder, right? Because those motors were really revving. We were like, we couldn't even hear ourselves. It was so loud.
And if you noticed, I sort of sped up the script because I knew my time was going to be limited.
Yeah.
So,
He's done this before.
So let's send it down to Baruch Shemtov. He is with a special guest, a very familiar face, Eric Goldstein. Hey, Baruch.
Absolutely. Hey, guys, our dear friend Eric Goldstein, the CEO of UJA Federation New York. How are you, Eric?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here with you.
Finally, right? We took some time off because of everything going on in the world, but how does it feel to be back together again here on beautiful Fifth Avenue?
It's hard to describe. After 3 years of pandemic, and we know these last 3 years have only increased the delegitimization, the demonization of Israel. So to be able to come back onto the streets of Fifth Avenue in all New York community and all of our proud diversity to proudly and publicly declare our support for the state of Israel, it's really very special.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned the diversity. Why is it so important to have the parade here on the streets of New York City?
The New York Jewish community is the largest Jewish community outside of Israel, and we're the most diverse Jewish community of every religious denomination, straight, gay, LGBTQ, everything, with people of color. We're an incredibly diverse New York Jewish community. We want to show that in all our diversity, we stand and celebrate Israel.
An incredible message. Tell me about the work that your organization does to make this parade possible here in New York.
So for a lot of years now, we have been the principal financial supporter of the parade. Nothing makes us feel better than this grant. It doesn't get better than on a nice day up Fifth Avenue to see thousands and thousands of people come together and to put aside differences. We are different people, we have different ideas, but we can come together around the fundamental importance of a Jewish homeland, the State of Israel.
Such an incredible mission. Now, what else does UJA Federation do to support Israel?
We've given, literally since its founding, billions of dollars to the State of Israel, the New York Federation. We do the traditional charity needs. We care for the most vulnerable. We also spend a lot of time bringing the New York Jewish community closer to Israel and Israeli Jews closer to New York, recognizing that many of them don't know each other. And if you know people, you create real bonds of friendship that last.
It really is incredible work. Congratulations, Eric. Thank you for joining us once again. Our dear friend, Eric Goldstein from UJA Federation of New York. I'll send it back to you guys.
That is awesome, Baruch. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And let's chat about the UJA Federation of New York. The float with DJ Omri Angel, representing UJA of New York City, Westchester, and Long Island. UJA is thrilled to come back together again in person as one community to celebrate Israel.
Yeah, committed to supporting the vision of a vibrant, democratic Jewish state where all the citizens of Israel have equal opportunities for economic, social, and religious inclusion. And I'm sure you hear the music bumping there. But oh, look at that. They're trying to throw us shirts now. Right off the float. Thank you.
I told you we'd get swag.
Yes, here they come by us. And that's DJ Omri Angel joins from UJ. They are joining UJA on their float. New York City and Tel Aviv-based singer, songwriter, producer, DJ, and human beatboxer. The man does it all. He's been making music since he was 5 years old, beatboxing live around Israel. For more than 10 years, he has immersed himself in urban and dance music production, releasing numerous singles and remixes on multiple labels.
All right, let's welcome the Upper West Side organizations. There are a bunch all located on the Upper West Side. In organizations including...
You want me to read them? All right, here we go.
Please.
Drum roll, please. Congregation Habonim, founded in 1939 by German Jewish immigrants. Congregation B'nai Jeshurun, founded in 1825, the second congregation to be established in New York City. Congregation Rodef Shalom and Rodef Shalom School, a dynamic Reform synagogue. Their name means Pursuer of Peace. Stephen Weiss Free Synagogue, the Lincoln Square Synagogue, the New York Jewish Agenda, Ramemu, and Anshe Chesed. There it is.
I couldn't have done that better myself, which is why I gave you the task.
Thank you. But yeah, that's a great group, having a good time out there.
Upper West Side loves Israel.
And they didn't have to come too far either. I'm sure they walked right over.
Cross the park, and you're right here. Happy you are with us as we wind down our coverage, but we have plenty more to get to in our last 45 minutes or so here from the Celebrate Israel Parade. We'll come back right after this. The Celebrate Israel Parade, a project of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, with support from the UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel. Additional support from Craig Newmark Philanthropies.
In this moment of turbulence and uncertainty, UJA is responding to multiple crises on multiple fronts. Yet even with all these challenges, we remain intently focused on building a thriving Jewish future. UJA has the unique reach, resources, relationships, and expertise to respond to today's emergencies and tomorrow's possibilities. Supporting our day schools, JCCs, camps, and synagogues. Enabling Jews across the full spectrum of our community to engage in Jewish life. And ensuring that Israel remains a vibrant Jewish homeland long into the future. There are still many, many challenges ahead, but also opportunities. And with your support, UJA will be there to move our community forward.
welcome back to the Celebrate Israel Parade here on My 9. So glad you're with us, whether you're watching here locally in New York or perhaps watching us online from somewhere around the country, in Israel, around the world. Let us send it down to our house band in Soul Farm. Shy Israel now welcome to the parade. Go for it.
You're looking at Shy Israel. It stands for the Sephardic Heritage Alliance. They're a dynamic organization of over 1,000 families in Great Neck, New York. For 30 years, Shy's goal has been to meet the evolving needs of the Persian Jewish community across generational lines while promoting its conservative values, traditions, and Sephardic heritage.
And Shy has developed partnerships with local schools, synagogues, Jewish organizations, supporters of Israel, and local governments. All right, Baruch Shem Tov is standing by with Gideon Taylor.
Yes, Gideon Taylor, the CEO and Executive Vice President of JCRC New York. First of all, congratulations on an incredible parade.
Thank you. It is so incredibly good to be back. There was just huge pent-up demand. You know, what do people want to do? They want to get together, they want to march, they want to be together, and that's what we couldn't do during COVID, and that's one of the reasons why today is so special.
Well, you can really feel the energy in the air. I've been here so many years, and today really has a very unique spirit. Why is it so important for your organization, JCRC New York, to produce this parade?
I think two reasons. One is to bring people together, because ultimately, parade is a parade, support of Israel is important, but this is about a community coming together to support Israel. And you look at the floats and the marching groups, and there are people who are Reform and Orthodox and conservative, and people who are not religious. There are people who are not Jewish. There are people who just love Israel. There's left, there's right. This is a community event, and that's what makes this special. And I think the second reason why it is so important is after Colleyville, after the rise in hate crime, the awful rise in hate crime in New York against Jews and others, it is so important that we say we are not afraid. We're proud to march up the most iconic street in New York and say we are proud to march and we're not afraid.
Such an incredible message. What's new and exciting this year? I hear you have some new and exciting groups.
We have groups from across the spectrum of the community, some who hadn't marched before but hadn't recently, so much broader. We have a group of churches from Brooklyn that came in after services directly to be here with us. Never before. We asked them, we weren't sure it was Sunday, they said they want to be here, and they're marching. It's just a huge outpouring of support from different groups inside the community and outside the community.
What an incredible event. Congratulations to you and to JCRC for making this all happen. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having us. Guys, what an incredible message. It really exemplifies what we're seeing around us here on Fifth Avenue. I'll send it back to you.
Baruch, thank you so much, and Gideon said it right.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
You know,
it's great to be back together again, and I love what he said about just coming together and saying we're not afraid. We're on the most iconic street in New York, and we love Israel, we love Judaism, and we're proud. It's so important. And what you're looking at right now is, of course, a band. They're the Connecticut Hurricanes and Drum Bugle Corps. They're an all-age drum and bugle corps organization based out of Seymour, Connecticut, under the direction of Greg Semper. the Hurricanes have won every major championship title in all age drum corps, including 3 DCA World Championship titles.
The official colors of the Hurricanes are green, black, and white, in a nod to their weather-themed name. They feature a lightning bolt prominently on their uniform. They reign as the oldest continually active organization in the DCA. Founded in Derby, Connecticut in 1932, the Hurricanes transformed to the competitive arena in 1955 and became a charter member of Drum Corps Associates in 1963. And let us take a listen to them. We welcome in Magen David Yeshiva, elementary school and high school from Brooklyn.
Representing Brooklyn, and they are the largest Sephardic yeshiva day school, get this, in North America. The elementary school students were inspired by the quote from the book, The Crayon Box That Talked. The quote is, "We are a box of crayons, each of us unique, but when we get together, the picture is complete." That's beautiful.
Well, that's true. That they, too, are excited to be complete again all together. Joining in celebration of Israel, the Magen David High School students highlight the sights and sounds of Mahan Yehuda Market, where Israelis from all walks of life come together to enjoy the fruits of the land. And
look at those
their
flags.
labor.
They had the Israeli one coming down earlier. I think that's, yeah, there's the American flag. That is just awesome.
Yeah, I just tweeted a picture of the large flag of Israel that passed us by. It's so cool to have that overhead view from up
Just
here
awesome.
of the big flag.
Yeah. And there's that compression shot you like, Robert. Just see how deep this group runs.
So great.
Oh, look at that under the flag. This is a big group.
Our photographers go to great lengths to get every shot you can get, including underneath the flag.
That is beautiful.
I said it earlier, but who would have thought when we signed off the air 3 years ago that we'd have to wait 3 years for a parade?
Right.
This one was worth the wait.
I love hearing those cheers.
Can we also say thank you to our first responders? I saw a ton of police officers on my walk up here, but man, they just they do God's work, making sure that we all stay safe. Not only this event, but every single day. When we sleep, you know, they worry, so we don't have to.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, everything from, you know, securing the perimeter, closing down these roads. Also, we could just, you know, have this incredible party. They're working, right?
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Yeah. To them, to the firefighters, the paramedics, everybody who works as a first responder. We thank every one of you.
So this school, by the way, has 800 people walking. So we're going to see a lot of faces coming down here. It's Magen David Yeshiva, and you can see they have a Magen David on their shirt. So very appropriate.
Weather for this parade just turned out to be
phenomenal.
Absolutely
phenomenal.
perfect. When I first saw the weather at the beginning of this week, I thought, oh, 92 degrees.
Right.
Oh, this is going to be
we've
way
got
too
that
hot.
great
but
breeze coming from somewhere.
Just enough of a breeze to keep us cool enough. Couldn't have scripted it better. We should also mention, in addition to our broadcast here on My 9 and the live stream at celebrateisraelny.org, we're also being simulcast on the Jewish Broadcasting Service. So I can't tell you the number of people throughout the year who say, hey, I saw you doing the Celebrate Israel Parade on
the
such
Jewish
and such. I mean, people watch us in all places.
I mean, if you're on the go, you got no excuses. We're live on Facebook.
Very special float here now, the Holocaust Survivor float, sponsored by Alyssa and Alan Pines and family, as well as the Sarna family.
Yeah, the float is a partnership of the Claims Conference, Self-Help, and other agencies that work with survivors and the groups that support them, such as the Jewish Community Council of Greater Coney Island and Guardians of the Sick. These groups assist survivors by offering financial, emotional, and supportive services that allow Holocaust survivors to maintain their independence as long as possible and live with dignity.
The Holocaust Survivors Float reminds us that Holocaust survivors were instrumental in establishing and supporting the State of Israel, and that the world must never forget.
Absolutely. It's nice to see.
Nice to get to wave to them as they pass us by.
True heroes. And right behind the Holocaust Survivor float, we have the Shulamit School for Girls of Brooklyn. It's the only all-girls school from Brooklyn. They proudly marched together today, just as the Jewish people stood together at Mount Sinai and received the Torah over 3,300 years ago.
Their curriculum is focused on what Israel means for each of us. The connection between the land and the people is absorbed in students from pre-K through high school. How many times have we said that today?
A lot of Jewish schools.
A lot of Jewish schools, and teaching starts from the youngest.
And the ambassador was saying earlier that New York has the largest Jewish community outside of Israel. So, I mean, it's no surprise that there's a lot of Jewish schools here and around the tri-state.
Yeah, and it also explains why people who can't be here at this parade in person make a point of watching online or streaming, whatever it is, because this is such sort of a hallmark of the year here on Fifth Avenue. It's just a great
I'm sure
event.
People are tuning in to see their family members march too. Hope you guys are getting to see who you're looking for.
The Jewish Federation of North America is next in our line of march. They proudly represent 146 independent federations and a network of 300 smaller communities across the continent. They raise and distribute more than $3 billion each year to support social welfare, social services, and educational needs.
Their mission is to protect and enhance the well-being of Jews worldwide through meaningful contributions to community, Israel, and civil society. They live the values of Tikkun Olam, which means repairing the world, Tzedakah, which means charity and social justice, and Torah, which is, of course, Jewish biblical learning.
The Jewish Federation of North America, building flourishing Jewish communities in your hometown and around the world. Also marching with the JFNA is the Jewish Federation of Northeastern New York, the community's central agency for meeting Jewish needs and articulating Jewish concerns in the capital region, Israel, nationally, and around the world.
Now, this is another we were saying we see a lot of schools coming. This is SAR or SAR Academy and SAR High School. They're from Riverdale, not too far out in the Bronx. They're a modern Orthodox co-educational day school dedicated to the belief that every child possesses a divine spark, has unique worth, as an individual and should be encouraged to achieve according to his or her ability. That's beautiful.
With more than 1,500 students from preschool through high school, SAR has marched in the parade since its beginning. Their mascot is the Sting, and their T-shirts reflect the theme of bees coming together again.
And they're very proud that each year, over 80% of graduating seniors elect to spend a post-high school year in Israel. Their Israeli guidance program is focused on helping each student choose the Israel experience that is appropriate for him or her. And this is a big group. SAR is actually very similar to the high school I went out to out in LA, and we also had an Israel guidance counselor who helped us do that year in Israel. It's incredibly popular, and I highly recommend it to anybody whose parents want them or are encouraging them to go. You can't beat it.
One of my favorite memories from this parade, a few years back, I got to interview Kathy Lee Gifford, and she talked about what her first trip to Israel meant and what a transformative event it was for her. It's a life-changing trip.
It absolutely is. I can't tell you, everybody I've spoken to who's been to Israel through all walks of life, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, it has a little bit of everything for everyone there. You know, they have the beach, they have partying, they have spirituality in Jerusalem. So it's just a wonderful place, and that's what everybody's here celebrating.
We'll pause now in our coverage. Time for a quick commercial break, but we hope you'll come back with us right after this.
The Celebrate Israel Parade, a project of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, with support from the UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel.
In this moment of turbulence and uncertainty, UJA is responding to multiple crises on multiple fronts and ensuring that Israel remains a vibrant Jewish homeland long into the future. There are still many, many challenges ahead, but also opportunities. And with your support, UJA will be there to move our community forward.
As you come back to us live, you're listening to Soul Farm, just crushing it. They've been going for as long as we have. Pretty amazing.
Pay them extra for today.
They had that new song earlier that was just beautiful. What was it called again?
New York, Tel Aviv.
New York, Tel Aviv. That doesn't get as straightforward as it could get, right?
Shall we listen for a few seconds to Soul Farm?
Absolutely.
You get what you give. You got what you wanted now. It's your time to live. You try so hard, and it's so hard to try. When you're covered in darkness and ready to shine.
All right, time now to send it down to Baruch Shemtov, who is with a very special guest, one of my favorite people associated with this parade, Judy Koftal. Hey, Baruch.
Hey, guys. So I am with one of our dear friends, Judy Koftal, co-chair of the parade. First of all, Judy, what a day. Congratulations on bringing this all together.
Thank God. Sunny and safe. That's what I always pray for, and so far we have it, so great.
Absolutely. It's been a great celebration. How does it feel to be back on Fifth Avenue after taking some time off because of everything going on in the world?
It feels so good, and I can't tell you how many people have stopped to say how happy they are to be back on Fifth today. Everybody's just having a ball.
You can absolutely sense the energy. We've both been here so many times, but this year just feels extra special. Now, you've been involved so many years through so many iterations of the parade. What's different this year? What's changed?
Well, this year, for me at least, my grandson in Seattle is leaving for Israel today. My dad, who is my biggest fan, who's 97, is watching from at home. Hi, Dad, I love you. Hi, Dad. And Ted Comet, who is also a huge fan and originator of the parade, couldn't be here today for the first time. He is turning 98 tomorrow. So happy birthday, Ted. And Dr. Ruth, who everybody loves seeing along the parade route, also couldn't make it last minute. So those are some of the changes, but hopefully we'll all be back next year.
Absolutely. We all love everybody you just mentioned, and we're happy that one thing hasn't changed, and that's you here at the parade. Thank you for having us. Congratulations on being co-chair, and congratulations on all of this success here on Fifth Avenue, Judy.
It's a labor of love. Oh, also I have to mention my grandson marched today in the parade for the first time. He's in 5th grade at Solomon Schechter, and he marched together with his dad. So that's also a big, big deal.
Now, is today your birthday?
No, Friday.
Friday. Well, can I give you a happy early birthday?
Sure, for sure. Look, I had the best birthday present ever. I don't know if everybody remembers, but 9 years ago, I had a surprise float. And honestly, I didn't know about it. I was standing here. The cameramen were all laughing and smiling. And all of a sudden, you said, turn around. And up Fifth Avenue came a happy birthday float with all my friends and family. And never got a better birthday present since.
That is so beautiful. Have a great birthday. Enjoy today. And congratulations again on all that you do to make this parade possible.
And thank you for being here.
Of course. Mwah. Good to see you. Judy Kaftal, our dear, dear friend and co-chair here of the parade. Sending it back to you guys.
Can I say I was in on that surprise?
Were you?
I was here
That is awesome.
whenever Judy's friends surprised her with that birthday float. What do you get for the lady who has everything? A float in the Celebrate Israel Parade.
That is awesome. And by the way, did you see that float come by behind them, the great kosher restaurants?
Yes. Yep.
That's a vast resource that provides an interactive guide to kosher restaurants around the world. To learn more, that's greatkosherrestaurants.com. Phenomenal program. And what you're looking at right now is Kinneret Day School. You can see they're wearing the blue and yellow. They're also located in Riverdale, New York. The students of Kinneret are happy to be together again, like we keep saying, marching in the parade for the 48th time. And they'll actually be singing Hatikva, the song of hope and yearning. That's also the the Israeli national anthem.
Their diverse voices are filled with love for the Jewish people and the land of Israel, a country that brings the past alive with the hope of the future. Time now for the Stand With Us float with the TLV band. Stand With Us is an international and non-partisan education organization that inspires and educates people of all ages and backgrounds, challenges misinformation, and fights anti-Semitism. It's been supporting Israel and fighting anti-Semitism for 21 years.
Unbelievable work. They educate and empower students in communities with leadership, training, and educational programs on hundreds of college campuses, high school and middle school. TLV, or Tel Aviv, was created in 2016 and is comprised of professional musicians with decades of experience performing in some of the biggest venues with some of the biggest artists in Israel and the world. And on the float, a second duo from the premier Israeli music cover band in the U.S., TLV, or Tel Aviv. Let's take a listen to Audi Kozlovsky and Dor Kaminka.
And behind the Stand With Us float, we just saw the East Midwood Jewish Center, the pride of Midwood, Brooklyn. Since 1924, it has been a house of worship and a place for Judaic discovery and action.
Vibrant, egalitarian, conservative congregation with diverse community and an emphasis on education, social justice, and society's mutual responsibilities to one another. And coming up next, you see Rosenbaum Yeshiva of North Jersey. They're from River Edge, New Jersey. They instituted in 1979 in Bergen County. Rosenbaum Yeshiva has established a reputation for excellence in both Jewish and general education.
Rosenbaum Yeshiva of North Jersey is an Orthodox Jewish school dedicated to continuing the chain of Jewish heritage by nurturing the joy and pursuit of a Torah way of life in an environment that promotes Torah scholarship and academic excellence. Their mission is to inspire our children intellectually, socially, and morally to view themselves as essential links and vital assets of our precious legacy from Sinai.
They've got a pretty good playlist, if I do say so myself.
Good music today, right?
Right?
Did you arrange the playlist?
I did not, but it feels like my Spotify playlist.
Hey. when you agreed to do the parade, we wanted to make sure that the music was satisfactory.
I was about to age myself a little bit and say, oh yeah, that's on my iPod. And then I realized, Kayla, it's 2022. So I went with Spotify. How'd I do?
Terrific.
I heard that's what the cool kids are using these days. Oh, that's a beautiful shot too.
Evolution drumline now, next in the parade. I can't say
pretty remarkable. Look at that, they're young. These guys in the front.
Let's listen to Evolution drumline. Take it away. Let's welcome the Shulamit School for Girls in High School. Shulamit School for Girls from Cedarhurst, New York. They have never missed this parade.
That's
the first
awesome.
Zionist all-girls Jewish day school in America.
Yeah, founded almost 90 years ago in 1933. They are dedicated to educating every girl from heart to heart. Through its dedicated faculty and support staff, Shulamit guides students to discover their individual talents and voices and grow into healthy, intelligent adults that contribute positively and creatively to their family, the community, and greater society.
Even though we're in the waning moments of this parade, the energy hasn't waned, that's for sure.
Not even a bit.
The cheers continue on Fifth Avenue. The World Jewish Congress now part of the parade. There you see the truck that they have for today.
Yeah, anti-Semitism is tough.
And amplifying that message that no one will be deterred or scared from marching because of the hate that we've seen. Mm-hmm. And that resiliency is such an important message. Boy, we all have learned resiliency in the last 3 years.
And you're looking at marchers from Northwell Health coming up.
And Northwell's been on the front lines, certainly, of the response to the pandemic. So many heroes working there. New York's largest healthcare provider serving New York City, Long Island, and Westchester. Their mission is to improve the health and quality of life of the communities we serve through world-class service and patient-centric care.
Yeah, they're a network of collaborators, research pioneers, entrepreneurs, and educators, 79,000 strong, caring for millions of patients each year and creating a brighter tomorrow. This is their first year in the parade. And let's just take a minute and look at, earlier we were saying there was some Fiddler on the Roof dancers. That looked like some Fiddler on the Roof style dance. There they are. Little Golda and Tevye action. Folk dance kaleidoscope. Their mission is to transform the lives of children and youth by providing opportunities for growth, their artistic talents to become young community leaders. Children of Kaleidoscope range from age 4 to 18.
They're founded actually by a family from Ukraine. The current president of the club is Valentin Usmanov. They provide an after-school activity for children, enhancing their ability to understand the diversity of traditions through folk dancing. Kaleidoscope regularly performs at major dance events in New York, as well as in neighboring states.
That is awesome. I got to take a folk dance lesson. That looks like fun. Uh-oh. You know who went to Ramaz, right? We've got Ramaz Middle and High School coming up, and our very own Baruch Shemtov went there.
Yes. Why am I talking about this? Baruch knows more about it than anyone, but it's a modern co-educational nursery through 12th grade Orthodox day school in the city. Proud to be marching in the parade today to celebrate Israel's 74th birthday, located on the Upper East Side here in Manhattan. Baruch, do you know anything about Ramaz by chance?
I mean, I used to be one of these kids marching. I went to Ramaz, 7th grade, 8th grade, all the way through high school. I'm getting so nostalgic. This is bringing back so many memories. Love you, Ramaz.
Wait. I heard we had a picture of you from those days. Is that
I don't believe
anywhere
that's
true.
accessible? I think you're mistaken.
Oh, no.
I think you're mistaken.
I'm told we don't have that. Did you sabotage the picture that we apparently have?
100%. I will not allow any photos from that time to get out, but I'll just share the memories. No photos, yes memories.
Well, as soon as I obtain the photo, let's just say it will be available on all social media channels.
That sounds like a threat, Robert Moses.
Well, Baruch, thank you for your recollections of Ramaz.
Of course.
And Baruch has done, you've done just an awesome job down there today.
Thank you. You guys have done an incredible job up there, keeping this flowing. I mean, this has been such a great celebration. Robert, I know you've done this year after year. Kayla, I know you are new to this. I think you're enjoying yourself. At least it sounds like you are. But this is just a one-of-a-kind celebration. So New York, all about Israel, all about unity. So glad that I got to spend it with both of you.
It's an honor to spend it with Baruch as well. And Baruch, did you have a favorite moment? Just being on the ground there? What do you think was your favorite part?
I just love the fact that I spoke to everyone from Mayor Adams to Kosha Dills and Nissim Black. I mean, what a sense of diversity and unity. What a range of people here today. So I've got to say, it's that diversity, that range, that set of opinions, that, so many different ways to celebrate Israel. That's what this was all about for me today. So really so special to be here on the ground.
We're watching Baruch as you speak. Our favorite moment of you dancing on a float, just totally breaking it down.
The best. The best.
But
I was
he's
caught up.
right. The diversity, that's Israel, right? Everything from mayors to Kosha Dill style rappers.
Hey, Baruch, I only have one criticism. You need to crank up the energy a little bit more. You're just
very dull. Very dull.
What'd you say, Robert? What'd you say, Robert?
The thing I say about Baruch, the only thing bigger than his biceps is his heart.
Love you guys so much. Love you, love you, love you.
Love you, Baruch.
What a great treat to be back with both of you here on gorgeous Fifth Avenue.
Baruch, thank you for all you do every year, and more importantly for your friendship. Baruch is just such a fun part of this parade.
Love you.
And what you're looking at right now is the Yeshiva of Central Queens, established in 1941. They have over 900 students, grades pre-K through 8 from all over Queens and beyond. They fulfilled its mission of providing a high-quality, nurturing Jewish education that is never far from home.
The students of Yeshiva of Central Queens remain dedicated to Israel and are proud to march today in celebration of her 74th birthday.
And we were talking about this at the very beginning, and they are here. You're looking at the float of Brooklyn Churches for United States for Israel. They're featuring pastors from throughout the borough of Brooklyn who are showing their support and solidarity for Israel here today.
Some of the congregations represented in this group, the Mount Zion Church of God Seventh Day, Baraka Baptist Church, and the Clarendon Road Church. And my understanding is that the reason why they're sort of later in the parade is because these churches actually, they attended worship today, you know, just like they would on any other Sunday, and then they made their way here to Manhattan for the parade.
That is just awesome. Isn't that great? And they came all the way from Brooklyn to come show support for Israel. And I believe, I could be mistaken, this is their first year doing it, right?
Yep.
That is so awesome and meaningful.
One of the great new additions to the parade. And that's the other cool thing. You know, we have stalwarts every single year who never miss, but then we have these new groups that come, and that's what gives this parade a unique new flavor every year.
Always a new spice, and this is certainly awesome. And listen, if you listen closely, they're playing songs, sound like they're coming from church, maybe some gospel music.
Yep.
Wow, that is beautiful. And we would be remiss if we didn't thank Soul Farm for their amazing, amazing music and playing the new song, Tel Aviv, New York. You listen to them one last time before we say goodbye to you.
It doesn't matter where, doesn't matter with who. Yeah, doesn't even depend. Open up your eyes, shut down your mind, yeah, leave it all behind. Yeah, leave it all behind. Whoa, who cares what door you're coming in from, as long as you're inside? Good luck, my friend. Well, goodbye. Enjoy
Say
the
thanks
ride.
again to Soul Farm for what a terrific addition to the parade every single year. We just love Soul Farm. And one final time, let's welcome you into our booth. We hope you enjoyed these last 3 hours celebrating Israel's 74th birthday from here on 5th Avenue in New York City. We're so happy to have been together again at this special parade that honors all that is unique and remarkable about Israel.
I mean, we just got so lucky with the weather, with the energy. You can just tell everybody is just absolutely thrilled to be back. I am so happy I got to do this with you, Robert. This was so much fun. You're a veteran. This is my first time. Had an absolute blast.
You wouldn't have known it. You were an absolute pro as predicted. So thanks to you. Thank you to Baruch. Thank you to our terrific crew here on site. We love you all dearly. And we will look forward to next year when, God willing, we can again
Lashana
be
haba.
together again on the 5th. So long, everybody.
Thank you guys so much. We had so much fun celebrating with you. Happy birthday, Israel.
never planned to fall in love with anyone. Leave me by his side.